You seen that?
Oh, I said the same thing.
No, put it back.
Oh, how had it on there?
Look at this.
Oh, I know, it's a fancy one.
That's crazy.
What the heck?
Here, you good?
No, I can't find it. It's not.
It's right there.
Right, hold on.
Click on the.
That's it.
There you go, sir. Ready, guys?
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Week 6 edition of high school football game picks here in the state of Louisiana. We are live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Welcome back from Talladega, my friend. Welcome in. Gonna be a great night of game picks, my friend. And Mr. Swallow is rusty. It's been a week.
No. But I ended up coming back the champion.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
buddy.
you
One game.
One
game.
It's still one game. Hey, how they said that? Whether you
As long
1
as
point
you-
ahead, you win. That's it.
As long as you're one better, my
That
friend.
airline.
Absolutely.
Hey, I almost got the score right too.
You did.
We are past the halfway point. It is October of football. Do you feel it in the air when you're going to work in the mornings, ladies and gentlemen? That just means it's that time of the year where the playoff races, they're going to ramp up these next couple weeks. District champions will be crowned. Still got some homecoming games going on and a whole lot of great football left to be played. A lot of teams that have really, I was reading that comment, Alex, I got it off guard, my friend. A lot of teams are starting to catch our eyeballs here on the panel where we're starting to put them further down the road. So a lot to talk about tonight, a lot to get to. We got takeaways, Enoch. We got a new UTL Top 10 this week.
I'll write it down for you this
We
week.
got a new UTL Top 10 this week, and we're breaking out the power rankings for the very first time this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo.
Got some questions for the panel. And then we're going to pick 60 big ones and see if somebody can knock off the champ here in week 6.
Coming for you, Gary.
Can't do this
Man,
by
they got me
myself,
on it.
ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank the great panel for being here this evening. We'll start off to my right. Go ahead and introduce yourself at this time.
Alex Fontenot.
Gary Swallow, the champ.
Hayden Lassard.
Enoch Brogy. And don't worry, if I get tired during the stream, like what happened last week,
Hey,
I got a
there you
little
go.
insurance policy, so
Yeah.
we're
Insurance
good.
policy. Won't be no sleeping this evening.
No.
How about this? Very first time on the pick show, Mr. Hayden Lazard.
Close enough.
Lazard. One of the three. We tried it. We ain't gonna try it again.
We're good.
This is show number 77. The climb to 100 is officially on the way. I think we mapped it out, guys, last week, and I think we said semifinals next year is probably going to be the 100 mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somewhere around that. So pretty cool milestone to go catch right there for Wednesday night pick'ems. 91 different teams that we've covered in a 6-year span. Gary, we get 92 on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
92, that game right there.
50 stadiums that we've had a chance to cover a game in, 111 games that we've broadcasted, and now we have hit the 80 total helmets mark. Thank you, and thank you. Grab that helmet there. Welcome to Under the Lights, Vermilion Catholic Screaming Eagles, Mr. Swallow.
I don't
Yes,
like
sir.
holding this
Yes, sir.
I don't like holding this. I lost every time I played them.
Yeah, buddy, you're right.
I'll phone that back. Hold on, before you move on, thanks to Alex Golden for getting that helmet.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. Most
Alex,
definitely.
if you're watching now, we'll see you tomorrow night. live from Kinder. So let's before we go into some football talk, let's talk about these matchups. We do not have a South Beauregard helmet, so this beauty will have to do for the night. So Kinder South Bow tomorrow live on Under the Lights. It is Patriot night over there at Kinder tomorrow. So wear your red, white, and blue. Come say hello to the panel. We're gonna film a great ball game, and Mr. Jason Sonier is cooking for Under the Lights tomorrow night. So thank you for that, my friend. And then Friday, the big one.
The big one.
Records might be broken on Friday night, chasing Cecil Collins' all-time record, and we might see history on hand on Friday night, my friend.
That's going to be exciting, and he keeps getting closer and closer. Hopefully, we're going to be there for it.
And then the environment for Iowa is going to be second to none, because they pack that stadium every single weekend. When you have a little bit more juice this week and potential district championship here in week 6, it's going to be rocking.
Yep, it will. I think so.
Let's check records at this time for teams that we've covered. South Beauregard 0-1. Only covered them once, 1 loss. Kinder got 2 wins this year. They're 9-7 now, trying to get win number 10. Leesville, very first time we get to cover them, so that is 0-0. And Iowa, can they stay undefeated on Friday night? They're 5-0 when we cover them.
Right.
It's going to be a hard-fought undefeated if they all win. It's going to be a hard-fought undefeated record.
That's going to be a game. That's all I can say.
It's going to be a good one.
Alex, best thing you saw in week 5. We're at the halfway point right now. What's really stuck out to you? Describe this season.
The offenses and running backs. I mean, you look across the state, and the running backs are running wild. The offense, you're putting up points like crazy. And, what a lot of teams in Louisiana are still running wing T, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter what they're running. It's just points. So it's going to be another week of points all over the board. Like you said, records being broken, records being chased down. It's going to be exciting like always.
Right.
Gary, 5 great weeks.
Yeah.
And 5 great ones to go before playoffs get here. Your thoughts of this outstanding start to the season?
The season so far has been amazing. I mean, it's been like Alex said, you've seen offenses, you've seen a lot of aerial attacks, a lot of just running. I mean, running backs. How great are the running backs in this state right now? How great are the running backs in this state?
We've covered 6 years. We covered 6 years, and this is the best group of guys I've ever seen.
Best group of man. You sitting down there, you're going like, well, I know him. Well, I know him. Well, oh yeah, I've seen. Well, and it's just like amazing. I think the best is yet to come. I mean, we're going to have records that are going to be broken. We're going to have things that's going to happen. It's amazing. And you got a record that may be broken and never broken again, because if he goes the whole season the way that he's doing right now, I don't see anybody touching him.
I agree, my friend. My friend, you see a lot of great football week in and week out. What's really stood out to you? Because the LCA, they're not shying away from anybody. And if no one knows, you are with the LCA broadcast, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So they're not shying away from anybody in this early stretch that they've had. What have you seen from some of them teams that you've got to see up close and personal?
I think not only LCA but all around the state, you're starting to see people are not afraid to play anybody anymore. I feel like COVID really opened that up, that Pandora's box of just everyone's playing the best now. And it's just the matchups we've had the first 5 weeks have been insane. I mean, best playing best. Ruston's going to 4 out of state teams and whooping them. I mean,
You right?
like STM's playing everybody now.
Yeah.
We're playing everybody. People from Baton Rouge playing people from up north. Neville's playing Calvary on 5 days notice, 3 days notice.
Yeah,
like
that blew my mind. I was like, wow.
I've just been so enjoying everything, and especially because a lot of people are now starting to stream it and stuff. Even if it's a team streaming it, you guys, and there's a couple other people that will travel to people. There's a lot more football is being watched, and great football is being played.
Right. I agree.
Enoch, you've been with us for a couple games. You've been elsewhere for a couple games this year. First 5 weeks have been off to a heck of a start. You like NASCAR, so
Right.
they made a left turn.
Yeah, I was watching left turns all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yeah, but man, I agree with him. I mean,
I've noticed something, and I mean, I think this does normally happen, but I did notice that as far as the teams and the play throughout from week 1 to now, we just finished week 5. At least with the games that we've covered and stuff, there's overall a lot fewer penalties.
Oh yeah.
Because we've had some messy officiating, not officiating, but there were a lot of penalties through like the first 3 weeks, and then the last 2 games we covered, there were hardly any penalties at all. I think there was maybe one personal foul between both of the games.
And the last 2 weeks have been classics.
Classics as well.
Right.
So it's nice that teams are kind of starting to settle in, and you get to see cleaner play with less officiating being needed. So, because most officiating crews don't want to be involved anyway, or if not all of them. So,
Great details there. It is Veterans Night tomorrow at Kinder High School. Veterans will be recognized at 6:30, so we're going to start our broadcast 10 minutes earlier so we can make sure we capture those great memories there.
Right. Okay, that's good.
Oh, shout it out in the chat. Shout out your favorite team at this time. We're going to read some comments all night long. So while everyone is shouting out their favorite teams, letting us know where they're going to be at this week to cover a game or go watch a game, I got 10 weekly takeaways for the panel to discuss. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Number 1, John F. Kennedy forced to forfeit 3 wins due to player eligibility issues. Their record now is 1-4, sent shockwaves across the state of Louisiana after they beat John Ehret 7-0 on Thursday night. Thoughts, concerns? That might be a team that gets a higher seed in the playoffs, and no one's going to want to play them.
Yeah, we've seen this happen a couple times with teams from that area, the New Orleans area. Pulling a kid from right here or right there could get you in trouble sometimes. And even though it's close or kind of gray area, but like you said, let's see where this team goes from here, because I'm guessing that those players that are ineligible won't be playing anymore.
Yeah.
So let's see what this team has, and if they can keep it rolling without those players, like you said, with that lower seed in the playoffs, they might upset somebody. But I think we'll really be able to tell what's going to happen with this team after that all happened right
Can you
there.
imagine a 4-loss Kennedy team in the playoffs? That's going to be dangerous to look
It's going to
at.
depend on
Yeah.
those players, what kind of role they had.
How they play from now till the end of the season will determine a lot, because we don't know I don't know who the kids were, and we don't know who that is. But is it someone that was major part of their program, or is it someone that's that was just on the bench? That's the key.
And it's good it happened early.
Oh yeah.
You get down to the later on in the season, correct me if I'm wrong, you get it down later on in the season and your season's gone. Like if you play 8-9 games and then this happens now, you ain't making the playoffs with 1 or 2 wins. So
Right.
they got to get to
unless
work.
you have
And I'm
an
guessing
obvious
2 weeks.
strength of schedule.
I'm guessing because they caught it early, that's why they didn't receive a postseason ban. Because a lot of times when you see this and having to forfeit games, they go ahead and, like with Easton,
I remember
they
it
go
happened
ahead
my
and
freshman
say,
year.
hey,
Easton was 4 games in,
That
I
was the
think.
same thing that happened my freshman year with
and that could
Acadiana.
be impending. They could be
Yeah, could be still
looking
deciding.
further
Yeah.
into it, but we just had to keep our eye on all that.
Keep a close eye on it moving
Yeah.
forward. But
Yeah.
I think that people need to start realizing LHSA is cracking down on these ineligible players, and these teams need to start doing their due diligence all over the field about making sure that we're doing everything to a T, because whatever your feelings are for the LHSA and how they do rules, this is one of them that they're cracking down
Right.
on for whatever reason. Feels like the past couple of years they've been eyeing this.
Oh, yeah, but at least they're doing it, early.
Yeah.
We've because it's Opelousas. I won't lie to you. That fiasco that they had last year was really, it was really strange because of the way it happened. It happened after the season. It didn't happen early. But that might be something. Hey, maybe we need to start being serious about this early. That way, it gives a team a chance to
And
recover.
I think going on that, LHSA, a lot of times they'll come in and check paperwork prior to the season and then after the season. So I think
Right.
now they're realizing, hey, we need to stop in and check throughout the
Throughout
season,
the season,
yeah.
because
At least,
it
yeah.
stops those situations. And if you catch a team that's doing something like that early in the season, it doesn't take that opportunity for the rest of the season to play out. You
Right.
catch it after the season, you say, well, that team should have never been in the playoffs. You're taking a state championship opportunity away from
Right.
at least one other team.
And then,
Right.
if,
So-
Yep.
and then if you're Acadiana a few years back and you go into the playoffs as a high 20s seed and you just roll
So,
Yeah.
into a state title.
You just look at it and say, okay, we'll see you in the dome, and we'll be bringing the trophy back home. That's basically what happens.
So we're going to see what happens moving forward with John F. Kennedy. That's all we know at this matter. Can other things happen down the road where more penalties come into play? But as of right now, 1-4 moving forward, and scary team moving forward
Right.
with
You're
four
right.
losses. So
You're
when they get
100%
into the
right.
playoffs. Rusty says, "What's up, fellas? What's going on, Rusty? Bryson Antoine is here." Daniel Scully says, "We're live, week 6. My brothers from other brothers." Markfield finds their way back onto the win column this week. You got Iota pulling out a close one versus Church Point. Southside making a push for a district title. The panel looks ready to talk some ball, so let's go under the lights. We're live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo building. Scully is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah.
Coach Kirk is here. Let's see. Rusty says, hell of a game last week with St. Ed's and Opelousas Catholic. Yes, we got to talk about it later. Coach Teaspoon is in the building. Mr. Vest, have the jambalaya ready on Friday, my friend. Coach Chad LaFleur is here. Let's see what else Coach Scully has to say. Alex, it's always a pleasure. King Gary, how are you doing?
I'm good, Gary. No,
Fancy.
don't do that. Boost his ego up even
Hayden,
more.
welcome.
He spelled my name wrong.
Drink you an extra Dr. Pepper.
No, you think
because
it's bad
nobody
now?
is sleeping anytime soon.
You think it's bad now if I win again? Look
Yes.
out.
Oh, God.
Keegan is here. Jason
wanna make
says,
sure that doesn't
bring
happen.
an appetite tomorrow, Enoch. Don't eat before you show up to Kinder.
All right.
Scully
sounds
says
good.
2-0 when covering Scully's this season. Yes, sir. Levance Williams is here. Alexander's in the building. What else we have before we go?
Hey, Devin. He just popped in.
Damien says, let's go UTL. Big game in Lafayette tomorrow, Friday. The LCA Barstool has been all over Lafayette Renaissance this week.
Oh, Lord.
Are you in charge of the Barstool?
I am not in charge of the
Okay.
Barstool.
Miss
I would
Phaedra-
ask him who's in charge of the LRC Barstool.
Miss Phaedra says, thanks to UTL for opening us up to more than just local teams. Louisiana definitely has talent. Absolutely. Alvin says it's going to be homecoming night in Jennings. Chris Esper says, go Tigers. Jeremy Garrett says it's going to be at Westminster of Opelousas Friday. Daniel Scully, Marksville. Miss Pam says Westminster Crusaders. Katrina says Kinder. Perch is watching. Thomas Jones says North Iberville Thursday on the road. Gaspar says, I like that Jennings helmet a lot. Yes, pretty one up front. Joshua Underwood says, watch what you say if you want that jambalaya.
Please?
Please, jambalaya. Can we please have some jambalaya? Let's see. Coach Isaac is in the building. Go Green Demons. Coach's wife, Miss McGee. Good evening. Devin Stibe is here. Fully woke Enoch this week. Miss
I'm
DeVille
good,
says
man.
homecoming in Basile. Miss Adams says Iowa Yellow Jackets. They want to get a hand clap from you, Alex. Let me hear the hand clap.
Friday night.
Friday night. Theo Barr says, let's go Iowa number 2 going for 2 touchdowns. Okay. Keldrick Jones is here supporting Avoyles. And Stibe says, the real McCoy. Gain some weight, eh, boy? Did you gain some weight, Mr. McCoy?
I might have a little bit, a couple pounds.
Yes,
Don't ask
Whoa.
me every week though, because I might go up every week.
Some more takeaways for you, ladies and gentlemen. Edna Carr, Saturday night with a statement win with the state watching on prime time Saturday night. They put the state on notice. Edna Carr, well, They're loaded top to bottom.
The University of Edna Karr.
Yep, there you go.
Keep going.
I tell you
Thoughts
what,
on Edna Karr through 5 weeks.
Edna
Man.
Karr is incredible. They're better than I thought they were, and I thought they were a top 2 team in the state. But it's like them and Ruston,
1A, 1B.
a massive gap, and then everyone else is what
Right.
it feels like right now. Seeing Edna Karr play,
Yep.
they're incredible.
Unbelievable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was one of the few that picked St. Augustine in that game.
I was one of the other few.
Yep.
Yo,
So I was wrong about that. But
yo, crazy.
I'll say it like
Never
this.
again, Mr. Swallow.
Oh, y'all
we
nuts.
eat our words when we're
know
wrong,
this.
right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we're wrong all the time.
Oh yeah. I mean,
we're
hey,
wrong more times than not.
and the car, they do
Except
one thing
him.
and they do one thing well, and it's win.
The only one that can be perfect is Gary.
No, he cannot. be
I'm not
perfect.
perfect, but I won. I was one ahead of everybody.
He's closer than everyone else.
Now a 2-time winner.
You're hyping
First
up too much, bro.
first two-time winner this year.
Miss Lori says, let's go Hounds. Miss Tezano
Oh.
says, let's go Vikings.
You can have fun.
They said they will have us covered with a jambalaya. Thank
Ah,
you very much.
That's
All right.
good.
Miss Ashley says, us Unis fans are depressed right now.
It's rough.
Yes,
They've had a rough
but
go.
they played a
myself.
rough schedule.
Yeah.
Jacket Media Productions is in the building. Levance says, wish we could get Edna Karr Ruston. Yes, we're going to talk about it in a little while. I actually have a talking point about it. More headlines
love
for
it.
you. You didn't want to pick the helmet up because Vermilion Catholic quarterback Jonathan
Oh my God.
Dortez breaks 3 school records. Not 1, not 2, but 3 school records with a road win over Riverside. Can you tell that they got their revenge from a year ago? Single game rushing record now at 371. Single game yardage record now at 598, and the longest run of the night, 91 big ones, Gary.
Yeah.
What an incredible talent he's been all 4 years at the quarterback position, because he started since a freshman.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing in itself. Just doing, oh man, you can't say nothing but wow. That's it.
Oof, no jambalaya tonight. No jambalaya Friday if we talk about 4. What else?
Well,
Dortez. Thoughts on Dortez, Alex, real quick.
Phenomenal. You know, I hate to see him having that many carries early in the season because it's a long season. But hey, if he's built for it, hand it to him. You know, not hand it to him. He's a quarterback, but let him run. You know,
Yeah.
but if he stays healthy, look out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000 yards rushing already on the season for him is ridiculous. I mean, I know a quarterback, they typically have some more room to run whenever they're running the ball, but that is unheard of.
right.
And do that against a good Riverside team too. I mean, he came to play, and whew, did he play?
Yeah. I mean, when you run that much as a quarterback and whatnot, I mean, it really says something about how much trust they have with that kid. You do what we feel is best, and we will ride you all the way as far as we can take you.
Quarterback right, quarterback left.
Yep.
Right.
And he's a Johnny Manziel type of football player running the football.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing what he can do, and the key thing is, you know, I say this all the time. I said, man, you got a dog, you're gonna a horse or whatever you want to call it. You ride it until it falls apart. But you just want to make sure that young man stays healthy, and man, the future for that young man is amazing. And I'm not talking about just at high school level. I'm talking about the next level.
Yep.
If he gets the right situation, oh God, I can't wait to see it.
Mr. Jake says, watching from Logansport, Texas. Yes, he did tell me he had a Texas address, but Logansport. So I mean, when we were
that
leaving,
far from each other.
when we were leaving out of Mansfield, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The state line was right there.
Yep.
Mr. Chad says, let's go ERAV. Brendan says it's going down in Overland tomorrow night. Let's see. Levance says Lavor's accomplishment's about to be amazing. Tiffany says she wants you to talk about number 0.
Yep, number 2, right behind Dortez with about half the carries. So we'll see. Let's see how the season plays out. But number
Got a
0
lot of
for
surrounding
Northwest
Got a
is
lot of surrounding ports around that Northwest team.
Yeah,
That make
yeah.
them go, and Dortez seems like it's a
That's not right.
one man. He's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
you
that's
gonna
the
ride
Chargers.
him
Second to
as far as you can go, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. But
Lafayette's not the Chargers.
Johnson over there at Northwest is the real deal.
No,
Still
that's not the-
got a year left, so we'll see what his numbers rack up to be over the next 2 years.
Yeah,
And what's good about both of those guys is they got incredible offensive lines in front of them.
Correct.
Yes.
Coach Gable is in the chat right now. Says, "What's up, fellas? Love your work. I have a Westminster Lafayette helmet coming your way next week, Coach. We actually have a Westminster Lafayette helmet over there, matched up with Vinton. So we put the matchups together. If you can see in the background, and over there with the number 5, you just can't see the Charger.
Because it's high. It's up high.
Is up high, but Vinton WCA Lafayette is there, so we are supporting the Chargers of Westminster of Lafayette for sure.
Thank you, sir, though.
Yeah, thank you for the offer, my friend. They say to beat a man, you got to go beat the man, right?
Yes.
They say to beat a champion, you got to go beat the champion.
Mhm.
That's your words.
I say it all the
You
time.
say it all the time. Can we talk about St. Ed's going knock off Opelousas Catholic last week in a thriller that came down to the final play, an interception in the end zone? Can we talk about it? Opelousas Catholic was going for what, a 4-peat district, and St. Ed's went in and spoiled homecoming and put themselves in a really good position. Can we talk about that at this time?
Sure.
Yeah, I know for myself, I didn't stop and think about it long enough. We've been so used to saying, well, OC's winning that district. I didn't stop to think how good St. Ed's has been playing and how good the team is.
In a senior-led group.
Yeah.
And Shiver has a great thing going over there. I wish we would have went back and picked it again because, I might would have thought a little better and took the win over Gary.
Yeah.
But hey, St. Ed's is really rolling and changing the guard might happen.
Really good offense
Yeah.
that they got over there.
Oh,
Gary,
yeah.
thoughts on St. Ed's?
St. Ed's.
Getting the signature win, and I'm not sure how long it's been since they beat Opelousas Catholic.
I
Oh,
don't.
look.
That just tells me that
Max Preps, baby.
that game right there basically woke a lot of people up. Now, they still got some games to play in that district
Yep.
that are against some good teams. Will it be a runaway with St. Ed's, or will OC have a chance to make it a dogfight? Will somebody knock them off? That's the key to see if that's going to happen. But that was a big step forward what St. Ed's did. That was a hey, don't forget about us. That's exactly what that was.
And with one loss, Opelousas Catholic is not out of the race right now.
Oh God, no.
Because a lot of these teams in here are still in the running. You look at Catholic of Ponca P, you look at St. Ed's, Opelousas Catholic, Westminster. They still all have a really good shot to go win this district moving forward. They're going to beat up on each other.
Right, and that's the thing. What's going to happen with when they all play each other? Who's going to win? Who's not? That could be a pot that's going to be stirred up for a while, and then you just pick out the one that you think is going to win.
Or it could end in a 3-way tie.
Yeah, sure could.
So pulled up
I've seen that happen before, so
I've seen
don't
it
say
too.
that.
Pulled up the head-to-head matchups between St. Edmunds and Opelousas Catholic. That win had snapped an 8-game losing streak for St. Ed's against Opelousas Catholic.
Wow.
The last win before last week for the Blue Jays against OC was September 27th, 2013, and that was the last of a 3-game winning streak that St. Edmunds had on Opelousas Catholic.
Right.
The record since 2004 is 12-5 in favor of Opelousas Catholic.
Right.
Daniel brings up a good point. You can throw the records out when Sacred Heart and St. Ed's plays because of how huge the rivalry is.
Right.
Yes.
The beauty
Most
of that
absolutely.
rivalry is we get to see it up close and personal next week.
Right. Most definitely.
That's
So-
next Friday's game.
Next Friday's
That's
game.
That's
All right.
awesome.
I should be done for that.
How about this one, ladies and gentlemen? You're missing 7 starters due to team rule violations, and their starting quarterback is sidelined with an injury. Parkway in the battle of the undefeateds would lead would lean on their deadly rushing attack to beat Bird 46-35. Parkway 5-0 without 8 starters. Hello, somebody.
You right.
Yeah, Parkway's the real deal.
That makes me just say, imagine what the score would have been with their full team at full strength.
Hey, we were talking about Bird
Oh,
being
my
a
God.
true contender in
Yeah.
that district. They might still be.
They might still be, yeah.
They might
but,
still be,
But
but-
still, just
I'll
imagine
tell
if
you
they,
who's a contender in that district, Alex. 69 points later.
We'll get to that game after a while.
70, almost 70. I said 70, first one to 70, and I was that close.
Yup.
Man. Parkway, if you have not been talking about them, you're going to be talking about them moving forward because that's impressive
Yeah.
in itself to go do. And their rushing attack is really opening up a lot of eyes across the state of Louisiana. What have you heard about Parkway?
Well, I heard that their quarterback that stepped in was the quarterback that stepped in was actually a lacrosse player who they just brought in that week to fill the gap. So if that was true, what I heard, that is even more incredible. That they're pulling people from the stands and still beating a very
All
good
they
Bird
got to
team.
do is hand the football off behind that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
You're right.
Remember the week they went for 500 yards rushing?
Yeah.
That's when you just say, "Oh my God." What?
Well, Gary, I think we lost our jambalaya
Uh-oh.
because the next topic.
Oh, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, so I want to eat.
The next topic, how can you not talk about the phenomenal season and career of Xavier Ford? 7 touchdown night in the win over Benton. Did you hear me right? 7
Yeah, I know.
touchdown night in the win over Benton. 48-28. Ford now needs 1 touchdown to tie Cecil Collins'
That's funny. That's
career
That's
touchdown record
A
at
plus comment.
Leesville. He gets 2 on Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, and he breaks the all-time record. Are you okay, sir?
That's funny.
That
I'm trying to keep a
that is
straight
a
face.
Hold up.
plus comment,
That
man.
that won the comment of the year.
I'm trying to keep a straight face
Yes,
here.
absolutely.
Look, let me tell you something. I love both of these teams right here, and Iowa has been good to us and everything like that. But if you hold him to 1 or 2, even 2, if you hold him to 2 touchdowns that night, you win the game.
Yeah, you might
If you
very
hold
well.
him to 2 touchdowns, you're gonna win the game.
Can I make a bold statement?
Yeah.
Can I make a statement that's just gonna make y'all hate me right now?
Go for it.
Right.
This will be the best defense he sees this year.
Oh, I agree.
You're probably right.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with that 100%. But can you still hold him
Oh, there you go.
to 2?
I-
Can you hold him to 2?
I think the records are getting broke.
I think it's going to get broke now.
I
I don't.
And I'm thankful to be there and maybe witness history.
Oh yeah, and the thing about it is, thank you for allowing us to do that. I want to say that first. But you got a natural talent right there that is just, barring an injury or barring something stupid, this guy is gonna. And I don't mean that in any, but I'm football. When you have a talent like that, something special is gonna happen.
This question is for Gary Swallow.
Okay.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
question is for Alex. I'm a pivot. From Mr. Scully.
I don't know.
Does it make him a better back than Cecil if he gets the record?
It's 2 different eras.
Not
though.
two, yeah, it's 2 different eras.
See, that's why he starts off the talking.
Well, all right,
He
but
can always sing us in the
I
long
agree
run.
with him on that because you got to look at 2 totally different. First of all, eras, like you said, eras, but also 2 totally different.
Offensive schemes.
Yeah, 2 different schemes, 2 different everything. I mean, back in the day, I don't know if he would have been as good as Cecil was, but I don't know if Cecil would be as good back at this time. So it's 2 different eras. You can't determine that. I mean, you can only say, okay, this guy did this, but did he have the same defenses that he had to go against? Did he have the same line that this guy's had. I mean, there's so
Too many variables.
Yeah, so many variables. But hey, I'm gonna enjoy watching. That's all I can say. I'm gonna enjoy watching the game.
Well,
Yeah.
Gary, we're gonna call his name quite a few times
Mm-hmm.
on Friday night, my friend.
How many touchdowns y'all said he needed?
He needs 1 to tie, 2 to break the record,
Well, he averages 4.5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and he only got 7 last week.
Yeah, so
just 7.
just 7.
Yep. Nah, like they said, that's probably the best defense he's going to face.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
So-
whenever you average 10 yards a carry, 288 yards a game,
So what does that?
4.5
What does that
touchdowns.
speak about what he has in front of him?
Whew.
You can't just run the rock and put up those numbers if you ain't got something monstrous in front of you.
Absolutely. I mean, running back is the ultimate. You need to have a line because you can't do it without them. Even if everybody gets through, you get tackled. You might break 1 or 2, but there's 7 of them in front of you.
All right.
Yep.
Never in his career have we seen him play football, but we get an opportunity after three different games this week. That was a whirlwind that we had to get to this point, but we're ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I think it's going to be. I think that's going to be
And
a
the-
game of the week type
and the
game. Yeah.
freaking atmosphere is gonna be second to none.
Oh, it's going to be electric.
How about this? I'm gonna talk about your favorite player.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna talk about Alex's favorite player in a shootout for the ages. Ben Taylor of Airline
He did not see that.
puts up monsters numbers once again after a 7 touchdown night. He threw for 580. He ran for another 100 yards. Could we see
Good run,
the
too.
record be
Mhm.
broken? He's 35 away.
Yeah.
Can the record be broken?
Yeah.
Yes, it can because the amount of points they put up, that's really not that many touchdowns a game. You know, he can do it, but we'll get to the rest later.
Oh, most definitely. I think
Is
within
it-
the first 5 to 7 minutes of the game, it might happen. You can't ever tell. He's a special player, man, and I'm being
30,
sarcastic.
35 away.
Yeah.
Can he get
You know,
there?
he can
Does it
get-
depend on the playoffs? How far they go?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't play into at least the semis, I don't think he has a realistic chance.
I think if he gets to the quarters, he'll break it. If he keeps this pace up, he'll get to the quarters and
I
break
don't
it.
know. I don't think he's throwing for 7 touchdowns in the playoffs, but from the second round on, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, if he
Very
get-
simple.
He definitely can.
If he gets 7, the next couple of weeks he may break it before the playoffs.
He might.
That's
he very well could too.
Yeah. I think if Airline makes the quarters, I think he breaks the record.
Good deal. Here's some honors here. I'm gonna bomb it. I'm gonna bomb the name. Mus Bertillonium. Did we get that right? Stadium held a special tribute by renaming their field Ed Daniels Field, located in Kenner, Louisiana. What an honor that was that night for the family.
right. Anytime you do something special like that, that's amazing.
Yep. We did that. We did that week 2, naming our
Yeah.
stadium after Walter Davis, Olympic track star. So.
Correct. Eunice did it this year.
With
Eunice
Coach
did it with
Charles Clare.
Coach Charles Clare.
Karen Crow's
Crow's
doing it this year.
with their field.
Karen
with their
Crow's
field.
doing it Friday for Mac Barus. A very, very good friend of mine. I'm gonna tell you, well deserved. I know Miss Mindy is gonna be there.
Save it. I
I
got a question for you.
Okay. All right.
I got a question for you about it later.
Oh, so in other words, shut up. Right. I got you. Okay. But no, it's gonna be exciting.
We talked about Mr. Ford. How about we pivot back to Iowa?
Okay.
Let's get that jambalaya.
Yeah.
Iowa honors Andre Sam at their homecoming game last week with the retirement of the number 16 jersey. What an
Right.
honor that must have been for Mr.
Congrats.
Sam.
Right. Well, anytime you get your jersey retired, I mean, that in itself is so special, knowing that, that number is going to be no longer used. It's going to be in the rafters, on the, on the fence, in a post, in a picture, whatever. That in itself is an honor that I'm gonna tell you, it's got to be so special to that man. Yeah, so it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like you said, I mean, anytime you have that amount of respect for a player that came through your program, gave it their all.
And I think he's the first one to make it to the NFL.
Is he?
I believe
from
he
Iowa.
is.
Yeah.
I believe he is.
I mean, that just shows how much respect Iowa has for them. And for them to do that was really nice. And I always love to see jersey retirements and stuff like that because they'll bring their whole family back. You know, it's a big thing for that family to have that be forever now. You know.
Yes, most definitely.
It's a piece of your school history.
Yep.
And whether your school is relatively young or your school's been around for over 100 years, it's always good to see the community come back together.
Yep.
As far as whenever you rename a stadium or part of the field, even field houses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know there's probably a few places that even name their weight rooms,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's always cool when they do that, when schools do that.
When especially when you have a player that goes to the next level and then even goes beyond, goes to the NFL, that in itself is it makes your school so proud. I mean, they watch that man every day. I mean, they see what everything's happening.
Have it ready.
Mm-hmm.
Jesuit Holy Cross, ladies and gentlemen. How about the 106th meeting between these two schools? It ends with a 21-7 Holy Cross win. This rivalry dates back to 1922. Jesuit leads the all-time series 61-43-1. That tie back in 1937, it ended in a 6-6 tie.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Some great history there.
Yep, a lot of
You're
tradition in those two programs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You always love seeing the numbers when it comes to long rivalry games, whether it's college or the pros or even especially high school, because there are some rivalries like that, but there's not a ton, especially to play over 100 times. That's very impressive.
Yeah, when you see two teams play each other that many times, first of all, that builds a rivalry. It builds tradition. Of playing that game every year, and it's. I'm gonna tell you something. If one team's down and they happen to beat the other team, that's their season.
Yeah.
So it's. I understand.
I think the numbers, I could be wrong about it, but I'm just calculating in my head. Their rivalry numbers is kind of similar-ish to the Egg Bowl, as far as like the amounts of wins for one team plus the other. It's not exact, but the numbers are relatively close to it. So, and I mean, we all know that's. If we're being honest, when it comes to just spite, Mississippi and Mississippi State that's probably the most intense rivalry in terms of just spite in the SEC. So.
Good deal.
A lot of times they play for that game, and sometimes it's for their season too. So it's always fun to watch on Thanksgiving. But to play, like I said, to play 100 times through any sport, it's impressive. You like to see that tradition built and maintained.
Enoch, get the pen ready.
All right,
Here comes them pointless rankings, ladies and gentlemen.
go in no particular order, or we're going in order.
That don't make a lick of sense. But it's whose opinion?
It's all of our opinion. It's yours. And
Not all
this
of our
one.
opinion.
It's
Not
his.
all-
Not all of our
Okay.
opinion.
But it's your opinion. Whoever. I mean, he has
Yeah.
his opinion. I have mine. You have. But this is your show, so you do. This is your opinion.
This
Yep.
is my
My
opinion.
opinion. This
And
is his
I can't
opinion.
Wait I can't wait till you say, Jordan, that's another terrible list.
Okay, give me about 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
So, so we're doing which division first in no particular order, correct?
UTL, top 10. Jordan's top 10.
We need to get a sponsor
go.
on this thing.
Yes,
Sponsor, hit 'em up.
Sponsored by LCA's finest right here.
I'll take a free sponsor.
Division 4, non-select and select combined. No particular order. When do you want me to start putting them in order?
I
want to hear from you, sir.
I was about to ask you.
You tell me, because I'm going to hear your top 5 later.
When are we splitting select and non-select?
Whenever you tell me to.
I feel like week 7's a good
Yeah,
week.
I was,
to
I
do
was,
that.
I was
Okay,
wondering how
we'll
many
see
weeks
that.
away.
I
7?
think 7.
Heck, I'm
seven
actually
So
will
7,
be
you
all
start
of
seeing the
us.
power ratings.
What's this
is really,
question here? Bam. I'm getting y'all rankings tonight.
Okay.
You better start writing some stuff down.
Can't do that.
I gotta hear it tonight. 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
Woo!
Division 4 non-select and select, sponsored by Coach Scully's bad comments.
Yeah, there's a few.
My man.
All right, no
my
particular
man.
order.
Vermilion Catholic,
Division 4. Okay. Division 4.
Covington Christian, Washita Christian, Haynesville, Jeanerette, North Iberville, Ascension Catholic, Southern Lab, Catholic Appointee, St. Ed's.
The Covenant Christian one kind of throws a couple of
Yeah.
little question marks there, but the rest of it I like.
4-1, 5-0.
I want to say they're 4-1.
Okay.
Covenant Christian?
Yep.
Yeah.
4-1.
I think they're 4. Yeah, I think they're 4-1.
Covenant Christian is the one that concerns you. Okay. Who would you put
We
in?
got a helmet up there.
AES would be my pick to put in somewhere.
Okay. You would put in Ascension Episcopal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
They played
they're
very
playing
good.
very good,
Very,
yeah.
very good. They're 5-0. They're playing really good, too.
I think I'm pretty sure they're both in. They might be in Division 4. They might be in Division 3. I'm blanking right now.
I'll let you know. Grab the handy dandy paperwork.
And then the paper.
They played
I think if I think the winner of Mangum and Faraday might have a good shot to crack the top 10 next
Yeah.
week.
They will.
Because
Winner gets in.
Yeah.
Yep. But I like the list. I like the list so far, so I don't really have an issue with how you built this one for this week. So
Yeah.
there's not any team that I really see that's gonna.
Week 7.
Throw
What
it
I gotta
off.
do? I gotta do by Division 4 non-select, select,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and put top 5 or top 10.
I think you would go top 5.
Yeah.
Top
5
5,
deep.
huh?
Yeah, it's too
Top
much.
5
So
and
every
each.
divi-
Top 5.
Yeah, then you start
every-
getting into this.
Yeah.
Okay, so every division, moving forward, we're
You
gonna
go
do
5.
5 separate.
Yeah.
So this will be the last week combined. That's cool
Yeah,
with everybody?
Yeah.
6, yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's cool with everybody listening?
That's right. Let's do it.
Division 3 non-select, select. Combine, no particular order.
Be careful with this one.
Careful with this one?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I did put in strength of schedules into play here.
I'm just messing.
Dunham, Pope John Paul, Bunkie, Calvary Baptist, Newman, Catholic in New Iberia, Oak Grove, Episcopal, and then I got a win and stay in LCA Lafayette Renaissance to round out. Winner stays in.
I like it.
That sounds good.
If you're talking strength of schedule, I think that
Strength of schedule, LCA stays in, but win and stay in. You go lose to Lafayette Renaissance, I can't keep you in.
They
I
don't
think-
deserve to be in if we
I think
lose
as
to
far
LFC.
as potential teams that could maybe crack it, I think Kinder would have won this week. Possibly could.
Yeah.
I think Sterlington might make the argument from their strength of schedule alone that they could be on this list.
Been spitting facts tonight.
It's true.
I mean, it might be a little bit too early. I think they need 2 more wins, but you could probably see Gina on this in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Alex, who needs to be in?
I like what you got. That one's solid.
also keep an eye on Westlake as well.
Westlake, ERAF.
Yep, ERAF too.
ERAF too. Yeah. That's
Talk about a killer strength of schedule, but just haven't gotten the wins. Lorville, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think Notre Dame's on that bubble. I'm surprised that they were on the list a little bit because I know a lot of people are still high on them.
Right.
Even though they didn't look quite as good against Catholic High in New Iberia, I think Catholic High is just really good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
still
seems
think-
like they're back to.
Yeah, they're back to winning, that's for sure.
Mhm.
That quarterback and receiver duo they have is
Hey.
very good.
Kinder wins this week. I might have to put him in.
Yeah,
It'd be hard to argue they don't.
I mean they beat a really darn good, possibly top 10 Division 4 team in Logansport last week. So I think if they win against South Bow, I think it makes a good argument to put them in the top 10.
Okay.
They would probably be in mine, just thinking off the top of my head next
Right.
week.
They're not.
But I'll make my own rankings for next week if I have to.
Division 2 Well, you're about to have to make some rankings in a minute.
Okay.
Division 2 and Division 1 was very tricky this week. I went back and forth on this one. So, Alex, no judgment.
Go ahead.
We all cool, huh? You still
Already? Hey, we're good.
Okay.
I'll wait for my rank in week 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. Letcher, Lakeshore, Bell Chase, University Lab, Edward, Douglas, White, Archbishop Shaw, Franklin Parish, Franklin 10, Opelousas, and Iowa. Hey, quiet.
I don't think I can be mad at any of those.
Those are pretty
I
solid.
think if you look at a tough strength of schedule and having the wins to go with it as well, I would probably replace OHS with Cecilia.
I was just going to mention them. Cecilia's probably the only one.
My thing is, it's like when I think of power rankings and whatnot, the strength of schedule
So
does matter.
You think Cecilia played a tougher schedule than Opelousas?
I think that Cecilia. My thing is
And
that
I
strength of
think-
schedule
and I
absolutely
think
does matter.
crazy.
Strength of schedule does matter, but getting the wins matters more because when you think about it, when
And
you're
they
doing
played
when you
one less game.
right, when you think about like power rankings and stuff, and especially how they do it, I mean, you're gonna get the most amount of points by
You
winning.
can't put that schedule up against OHS.
I'm not saying that I'm putting that schedule up
You
about it.
can't put that schedule.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying that I mean you gotta have the wins do matter is what I'm saying. You know, because
Obviously not. I got a one win LCA in there.
Yeah, but we're different. We're built different.
that's I didn't want to.
Unique school over there.
I didn't want to get throat punched if I made that argument right in front.
No, it's real.
He threw
It's
you
real.
under the bus, dude. I'm
Right.
It's real.
Because I mean, because I wouldn't have personally put LCA in mine either for the same reason, you know. But I mean, yeah, it's a lights out schedule. Don't get me wrong.
You can't shit on them because who they played.
I'm not. But I'm just saying that you know.
They won.
I guess my requirement is that I mean, I say strength of schedule matters, but winning matters more because you play to win. You can play a tough schedule all you want, but you're playing to win.
In that case, all these teams in Division 2 would be 4-0, 5-0 in my top 10.
I mean,
Obviously, there's a mixture of both,
Well-
but I mean, I think it's about how you play the games that you've lost also.
Right.
And Opelousas played them tough. I mean, we
Yeah.
played them
Yeah,
all
they did.
tough, but like it's a mixture of both. But yeah, I think winning. That's why like I don't get mad at people who there's some people who haven't put LCA in the top 10 or whatever. I can't get mad at it. We lost 4 games.
Right.
It just is what it is.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this is
It don't matter.
at the end of the day, this is Jordan's list, and
yeah,
it's
'cause
pointless.
I would
anyway,
also consider IOTA to possibly be in that top 10 as well.
number 11.
So
Yeah,
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 it just depends on how you feel it balances out. When do the wins and losses take away or put into the strength of schedule? You know,
Right.
because I feel like wins.
That's that 1:34 a.m. putting this list together type of deal here.
I mean that's fair. That's fair. But
What's the next
Yeah.
list?
Next one.
all right, last
The
one.
next team.
Yeah, well, if you had some problems with that list, wait till you hear this one.
Oh Lord.
It's gonna be
Oh, God.
bad.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, wait till you hear this
Well,
one.
you have
'cause,
Can I just
teams
put
that
Rustin
can be in
down?
the top 10.
They're
because
number one,
Because
right?
Alex,
They better-
I'm just writing Rustin down.
I left off some heavyweights this week. That's all.
All right.
That's all I can say. Okay.
I already put down Rustin. Just give me the other 9.
Put Carr in there too.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that was etched
I
and stuff.
Rustin and Carr.
did leave off some heavyweights, and I now I'm going against my factors or what I just stood on to support my system here with the one wins. Now I'm looking at my paper here, and I put teams that are undefeated here. So now I'm going back against my words here.
Yeah, but that's a different division.
That's a different
That
dog.
is a different division.
Gary, I'm glad
You-
you say
You can't say nothing about that. That's a totally different group of animals right there.
Glad you saved me, my friend. Rustin, Central of Baton Rouge,
Cool.
Neville, Edna Carr, Turlings, Alexandria, Airline.
Yup.
Airline until somebody beats them.
I agree with that.
Acadiana, Mandeville, and Parkway.
So winner of Parkway and Airline, the
Gets dropped.
loser's gone.
Loser
Yeah.
gets dropped.
Loser's gone.
And never coming back.
I don't know about that. But
I would think.
I don't know.
I would
about
think
that.
you could maybe make an argument for Dutchtown being in there. Maybe.
Yeah, Dutchtown.
Dutchtown's looking really, really good.
Right.
Dutchtown and Skippers were
Well,
really tough to
We
pick
say this
from.
every week.
Yeah.
You can have 20 teams on that list and say that all of them could be in the top 10. Some of them, majority have been in the top 5.
Right.
So, I mean,
But I know who the top two are.
Now, is,
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
do
But-
we feel
God,
that
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
another team to consider? I think
That one,
some people
that
might
one.
keep them in their top 10. I'm not sure if y'all do or y'all agree with this, but even with the loss to Parkway, maybe. I mean, is Bird?
No, because if I leave off of Catholic of Baton Rouge here, ain't no way Bird is
Oh,
crossing this list.
I thought you have to win for him.
No.
No,
Okay,
no,
so
I
no.
thought he's talking about you got to win.
Well, they're 4. Well, they're 4-1.
Yeah, but they lost the game.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm just
Get 'em
saying,
outta here.
I'm saying it as a consideration. I'm not saying
Say,
put
get
them
them
on
out
the
of
list.
here!
I'm saying put it in consideration, not necessarily
You know
putting
how
them on the
hard
list.
it was to put a undefeated Parkway and Mandeville over a one-loss Catholic of Baton
Cool.
Rouge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that had to be tough.
And Scully said Denham Springs and Southside could also be considered as well. So,
I plead the fifth.
yeah. I mean,
Is that the right word?
it all just,
Yeah.
it all just,
Yes.
but like I said, it all just
I ain't
depends on how
saying
you
nothing.
do it. So, just depends on how you do it.
That Division One.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
Loaded.
actually go.
It's loaded. It's
Can
tough
we
to
just
make
get
a
rid
top
of the
10
split
on it.
already and let these cats play?
Right.
I just want to see all these
No.
people play each other.
No,
No, I ain't gonna do that.
they're not
I
going to
wish,
take
though.
away state
No.
championships.
I
at this
wish,
point.
though.
But
It'll
the
never
thing-
happen.
The thing about it is that division right there
That's tough.
is the toughest.
It's tough.
And it's the toughest out of all of them, and that's why. I mean, you don't know. Any team can beat any team at any time, but they're so tough, and it's going to probably be like a, 1-point game or whatever, something like that, because
And
they're just so well put together.
and if they beat them this week, then they could be in it.
Correct. That's what
Right?
I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
Yep, they beating them and them beating they.
If
And
Leesville beats Iowa, then they should be in it with one loss.
Hey.
Yeah.
If Iowa is in my list right now,
Right.
and Leesville
Then they'll
goes
beat
beats them,
Yep.
then they should be in.
Right.
sure.
Might
Yeah,
be.
sure thing.
I don't think anyone can
Why,
argue with that.
How they say that? Why not? Why not?
Why not? That was
Yeah.
the last time we ever do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the last 6 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. That was
That was funny.
a lot of pointless fun. You need some rankings here?
Just to make sure I'm not missing people. That's all.
I
You
need-
keep going though.
Okay. How about we do talk power rankings for the first time? Your number one teams ranked here in week 6. Division 4 non-select South Plaquemines. Not about wins and losses because they're 3-2.
Right.
Strength to
State schedule matters. Yeah.
Division 4 select.
Yeah.
They wasn't even in my top 10. That ain't
Yeah.
It was like,
good.
oh, wow.
To me.
The number one ranked team in the state wasn't even in my top 10,
Right.
Alex. That ain't good. We're off to a bad
No,
start.
no, you have it right.
We're off to a bad start here. Division 4 select Ascension Catholic 3-1. I can make an argument there. Coach Narcisse has them guys rolling. Division 3 non-select Westlake. Strength of schedule keeps them at the top right now, but they got a lot of quality teams right now that could be sitting on top of the throne.
I agree.
Division 3 select Newman. Yeah, I'll go with it for now, for sure. They still got some heavy hitters there. Division 2 non-select Franklinton sits on top 4-1. Tough schedule out the gate. Division 2 select, obviously it's got to be University Lab.
Yeah.
And then these next two just make the most sense out of the last 58 minutes of what we've been talking about.
Right. You're right.
Division 1 non-select Ruston. Division 1 select Edna Core. 1A, 1B.
No
In the
question.
entire state. Yeah, I agree with
No
that.
question.
So that is your number one ranked teams this coming week. A lot's going to change in the next 4 weeks, ladies and gentlemen.
Hot
These
take.
all in the power rankings.
Hot
for,
take.
Yeah. Okay.
The only two that are going to be ranked number one, and then by the time playoff comes, is the last two you said.
Newman will be
I
too.
would go 3.
I think Newman will be because they're not going to
No,
lose another game.
no, I would
Yeah.
say Ascension Catholic has a shot. That would be my only
Right,
one.
that's why it's a hot take.
Yep, that would be my only one.
Right.
Yeah. Jake Schreiber too. Have to
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wanted them facing closer to the front this week.
Okay. I won't move them if you don't want me to. That's fine.
So, all
Gotcha.
good in the Opelousas Taekwondo building.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got some teams on the outside looking in right now. Division 4 non-select got to get to work. Grand Lake on the outside looking in at 31. East Bow at 35. North Central 37. Gate on 38. Got a lot of work to do. Remember, non-select only taking 28 teams. Cool?
I'm a little surprised that Grand Lake is out, but they've kind of been on a little bit of a
Only
skid as of late.
they haven't played as much games as everyone else. Also, they had a bye.
Yeah, they had a bye as well.
Division 4
Don't
select
bother.
on the outside looking in. Hanson Memorial 28, Central Private 31, Birchman's 34, Highland Baptist 35. For Division 3 non-select, Oakdale's sitting at 32, Patterson at 33, Mamou 34, Pine Prairie 38, Ville Platte 40. Got some work to do, but that's a quality bracket there. If you crack that top 28, you deserve it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Division 3 select, only Rose Pine on the outside looking in at 30. Division 2 non-select got a plethora of teams on the outside looking in right now, and some familiar faces that you're not accustomed to seeing right now in the fold. North Vermilion's at 29, Livonia is at 31, Eunice is at 34, Beauchamp's at 35, St. Martinville's at 36, Abbeville's at 37, and Brobridge is at 39. A lot of teams got some work to do, Gary.
Yeah, they got a lot of work to do on that. Ooh, man.
Division 2 select, Washington Marion sits at 31. Division 1 non-select, Sulphur at 30, Nish at 31, Westgate at 34. How big was those injuries?
Wow, you're right.
Yeah.
And Division 1 select, Como at 33, Karen Crow sits at 34. Can the Crow get it going and find their way into the top 24?
They're gonna
select
turn
crack
around.
24
Yeah.
is what was the magic number.
I think they'll. I think they can pick it up and get in. Yeah.
They're the District 3-5A is kind of top heavy, so I think if Crow can get some momentum and beat some of those teams that you would normally expect them to beat in any other
Yeah.
year, they'll find their way into the playoff.
They have to beat Southside. I think that's
Yeah.
their key right now. They just have to beat Southside, and I think they might
Yeah.
win.
Okay.
That's gonna be difficult. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they will.
I think that's the key then.
Let's take a look at our locals real quick. Division 1 select, Acadiana sits at 2, Turlings 3, Catholic of Baton Rouge 7, Lafayette 16, St. Thomas More 17. How loaded is that bracket?
That loaded ain't a word.
Division 2 select, University Lab 1, Leesville is at 6, Madison Prep's at 10, Northside's 23, and Lake Charles College Prep on the verge at 24. For Division 3 select, Bunky's at 6, Catholic of New Iberia 10, Notre Dame 11, Lafayette Renaissance 14, LCA 15, and St. Louis 21. Good old 14-15 matchup this week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Division 4 select, Vermilion Catholic is at 2, Catholic of Point Capiz 3, Ascension Episcopal 4, St. Ed 7, Opelousas Catholic 10, Westminster 14, Sacred Heart 20, and Westminster of Lafayette 21.
Yeah.
Division 1 non-select, Central Baton Rouge 2, Sam Houston 4, Zachary 13, Southside 15, Barb 19. Division 2 non-select, Iota is at 5, Iowa is at 10, Jennings is at 11, Cecilia is at 13, South Bow is at 14, LaGrange is at 15, Opelousas is at 19, Northwest is at 20, Rain is at 27. Division 3 non-select, Westlake number 1, ERAF 5, Kinder 7, Church Point 10, Kaplan 12, Avoyles 14, Baker 16, Crawley 17, Marksville 21, Port Barry 24, and Laurelville 28. Last but not least, Division 4 non-select, North Iberville 2, DeQuincy 4, Welsh 6, Jeanerette 9, Centerville 11, Vinton 12, Elton 13, Lake Arthur 14, Franklin 15, Delcom 23, Oberlin 24, and cannot read my writing, Gary.
I have no idea what that says.
Whoever is at 25. That's some scribble scratch there.
That is.
Can you read that?
I have no idea. You know who that is?
No, no shot.
Okay, might be able to.
No, ain't no shot.
Swear, am I looking at?
25.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
can't tell what that
Oh,
is either.
jeez.
That was a late night right there.
And I thought I have bad handwriting.
No, this was
That's a run out of room.
this was the middle of the night.
That's a squiggly line.
Yeah.
All right. Questions, concerns? Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm good. I'm good to roll. Let's do it.
Through 5 weeks, in your opinion, who's the best at each position? Who's the best quarterback in the state right now?
Ben Taylor.
Ben Taylor.
I was asking Alex, sir.
Just say it. Just
What?
Sir?
I don't know. They got a few of them. It depends because you got good running quarterbacks, you got good throwing quarterbacks.
Well, what do you consider? Which one you would lean with?
I don't even want. I don't.
Come
He
on.
don't want that to come out his mouth. Leave him alone.
Come on.
It's okay, man. We promise. It'll be fine.
He pleads the fifth.
That old boy that plays for airline up there.
Ben Taylor.
Yeah,
So-
sure.
That's
Gary
bad.
Swallow?
Same.
Vinegar.
I think so. too.
it's Ben Taylor.
Ben Taylor for sure.
Okay.
I think,
I love that air raid assault.
Okay. Best running back through 5 weeks in your opinion.
That's so hard.
That's.
I'm gonna go with the kid from Mandeville.
So you will go with Nathan Shepard from
Yep.
Mandeville, okay?
The Duke commit. Yep. I'll go with Nathan Shepard.
I don't know. Man.
I don't think you can go wrong with this, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, the best one I've seen is JT Lindsay.
From Alexandria?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Gary?
Man, that's a catch-22. I mean, you look at all the great ones in there. I think Lindsay is probably a little ahead of him, but man, you can't pick one. I mean, I'm sorry. It's just
It's under the lights rules.
Yeah.
You got both Ford got both
I
Fords.
wrote it down
You got both Fords come in.
I wrote
there,
it
you got
down in
diesel.
the description.
Yeah.
I posted
you
it on the
know.
wall.
But right now, I'll be honest with you. I think Lindsay probably has a little.
Not a
Slightly-
big
No,
lead
but
at all.
I don't. Man, I can't say anything more than that. I don't know.
Alex?
I like Ford.
You
Which
like,
one?
You like
Leesville.
Leesville's Ford?
Xavier Ford.
Xavier Ford. Yeah.
Yeah.
That can't be wrong either. To be
Yeah,
honest.
that's not a bad, part right there either, man. That's God, it's just you can't.
It's
I mean,
so
that's
great
what
for
you
the
got.
state. Just
Yeah.
being able to witness all this right now. I think it's incredible.
So,
The state of Louisiana.
The state of football.
Yeah.
State of football.
Right.
who's got the best offensive line right now in the state?
Turlings.
Oh, wow.
Turlings.
Turns is a good choice, man.
Yeah, that's a good.
Turlings
good
or
choice.
Rustin, but I would say Turlings. And I don't say that lightly.
I'm going to pivot. I'm going to say Parkway.
That's a good choice too.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
choice too. But I don't know. I got to give the edge. Probably for me, it's probably Rustin. That's just-
Rustin, Turlings,
No,
Parkway.
Give me Turlings, I guess. What do you think?
Best offensive line. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Acadiana.
Acadiana.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the
Hey.
scheme.
Right.
The
The
scheme.
scheme, yeah.
Plays right into their hands.
Yeah.
They do it so well.
And I never thought. I guess
for me too, the
my
Turlings
brain
and
didn't
Rustin.
turn that way, Alex. I'm sorry, but yeah, I gotta agree with that too. I mean, fear the veer.
Because of the scheme.
Yeah, the scheme is just.
Put them in pass pro. I don't know how they're doing, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
because of the
there's a lot.
scheme,
Them and John Curtis.
they got to
just
push on
every year.
on Rustin.
Best defense in the state through 5 weeks.
Oh.
Rustin.
If it was any other year, I'd take Desterhan, but
That's kinda-
I didn't see.
I would have to
I'm
think
with
it's
him. I'd
Rustin.
say Rustin.
Rustin.
Rustin. Any slight edges to that core or
No, I don't think it's close to be honest with that
Rustin's
defense.
got the best defense in the state
I
right
think Rustin
now?
has the best defense right now, yes.
I think they were the best last year,
Well,
and they're
time
the
to
best
crack it
this year.
open.
Okay.
Oh, it's getting there.
Early vote. If you had a vote on the committee, which we don't. Remember, we're just an opinionated show here.
Okay.
If you had a vote on the committee, who will be Mr. Louisiana football. Who's going to be Gatorade Louisiana Player of the Year at the end of this? I'm going to start off with mine. I will go Johnny Football with Mr. Dortez, but that's a long shot.
Yeah, I think
At
because
BC,
because of the size of the school,
and what he does.
depending on the run they make, it could be J.C. Lindsey.
Okay. Gary?
Oh man.
Oh, man, they're right.
Could be Harlan Berry too, just because he's
he's
the
who he
number
is.
one running
Yeah.
back in the nation.
Depends on what he does in district play.
Yeah.
Because he got some
Yeah,
tough
but
games
half the
coming up.
time it's your name. You're getting it because of the
Yeah.
name you have.
Oh man, I have no. I
Does
would
Ben-
have to say
does
it
Ben Taylor
depends
have
on.
to, does Ben Taylor have to make a run for the title in order to win it?
No.
Nope.
No, not
No.
really.
I think if it ended today, it's between him and Xavier Ford.
Right, I'll agree with that.
I
agree
think
with
so too. My favorite for it as of right now is probably Ben Taylor, especially with the clip that he's going at right
Yeah.
now.
Just
It's hard for I think it would be hard for Ford and Shepard to kind of keep up on their respective position with him for that running.
especially whenever it gets into playoffs, it's going to be even harder for them to keep up at that level of
Right.
output.
Yes.
Right now, it's like
Choose one.
you know, just pick one. You know, that's oh god.
Yep.
I agree with you. That's crazy.
Okay. How about this? I want everyone to speak on this, okay?
Okay.
Is that cool with y'all?
Yeah.
that's good.
You have, and I've seen it the last 5 weeks, seniors on football teams go down with an injury, and it's season-ending injuries in their senior year. So seniors lose their season in their final year. At this time, words of encouragement for those seniors that play their last downs. We'll
It-
start with you, Alex.
At that point, you have to turn into another coach. You know, you take the next guy and you say, hey, especially depending on what type of team you're on, but you turn to a coach and say, hey, you're my backup. I'm gonna teach you everything I know and get us to where I wanted to take us. And if you can get that next player to play a little bit better just because of what you've seen in the beginning of the season, and it gets you to a state championship or to a district championship or whatever your goal is, that's your next thing that you want to do, is you stay right there with the team and ride it out and just become another coach.
Garrett, we've seen the last couple of weeks some seniors go down, season-ending injuries, and
Right.
and it's we hate to see
Right.
their careers end that way. But some words of encouragement right now.
Well, then I agree exactly 100% with what Alex just said. But the thing about it is that you have to, think about the team as a whole. Because you're a part of the team. Now you may be the backbone. You may be the one that makes the wheel turn. But you have to, like Alex said, you have to just get that back up there. Start working with them. Get them up there, especially if your team is actually competitive. Now, if you're the horse and basically after you go down, it's not going to be looking good. Well, you still got to support that team because that's a team, and you gotta be there. Anytime you see a athlete go down, it breaks my heart. You know how I am. I mean, it breaks my heart because to me, seniors are. They're more than just a player. They're actually a part of the staff because they've been there long, especially a 4-year senior.
Right.
You've got, all the ins and outs. You got to come up them, let the people under you know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be there. And if you get hurt, you got to just be like they said, next man up. But I'm going to be there, and I'm going to guide you. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to be the one that you're going to come talk to on the sidelines. I'm going to help you, not just the coaches. I'm going to be your extra buddy,
Yep.
and that's what it's all about. But and can't ever tell. You got some athletes that may not go to the next level, that may decide to get into coaching and stuff like that, go to college and stuff. That might be a way to basically develop a career.
Yep, boost up that career.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I would tell them. Just hey. Work together and make your team better.
I actually got hurt my senior year in the first game. Didn't know I was going to be able to come back or not. Had a back issue. And so I'm sitting there. I might be done forever. You know, I wouldn't go and play college ball. I wasn't even sending out my stuff. And so I did exactly what Alex said, and like I became a coach. You know, I became the wide receiver coach essentially for our guys. And funny enough, I actually ended up helping in 8th grade Errol Rogers Jr.
Come on.
Oh, really?
Taught him how to block and stuff because, I mean, he's in 8th grade. He don't know nothing.
Yeah.
He's coming into my spot. I'm the senior wide receiver who's started for 4 years now. So I'm working with him every day and stuff like that, and just kind of being not necessarily a coach, but just a guiding hand of like a mentor. Just allow the people behind you to keep their confidence, really. That's the main thing that you should be doing. And whenever it happens to you, and it sucks, it really does, because for a lot of these kids, they're never going to play another down.
Right.
They're never going to strap up again.
As a player, yeah, but the feeling of helping develop a young man, that's got to be some excitement and enjoyment.
It is. I mean, just being able to influence people that you know already, too, that you've seen do the hard work going into it, and now they have to step up. It might be a little bit early for them, but you continue to instill confidence in them like any good coach would.
Right.
You know, thoughts on because we've seen in our games and friends from around the state, they've lost some guys for the year, and it was their senior years.
So I've been around high school football since I got into high school, 2010, my first year, and I've been around. I've seen a lot of different teams, and I've seen a lot of players that were seniors that would get hurt. Now, it always sucks when somebody gets injured, whether it's a minor. Oh,
He's checking on work schedule.
no, that's okay.
The late one.
So it always sucks whenever you see a player get injured. It doesn't matter what grade they are in and whatnot. And I mean, I've been around for a lot of years, so I've seen it all as far as that goes. But when you have a kid that's a senior and is out for the year, especially early in the year, it's a whole nother level of heartbreak, because he had a chance to play one more full season of high school football, playing on the Friday nights, you know, and it was probably unfairly taken from him, and you know, it's not really something that, I mean, how do you console him at first, you know? But then again, there are different ways, whether it be coaching, mentoring, becoming a locker room leader, things like that can help with that, you know? So, luckily, I never had like a career-ending injury or anything like that or whatnot. I had only played 2 years, and I had nagging injuries, but nothing that was ever like surgery or anything like that. Thank God, knock on wood. But
So I only got to play 3 years of high school ball.
Yep.
Ineligible my senior year, so did not even get a senior year. You remember this.
Mm-hmm.
So my next steps were I'm only at school to play sports. So I was out the door. I was not going to finish my senior year. You remember this story. And the head football coach and the principal come up to me and say, hey, to still be involved, won't you come be a student coach?
Yep.
So my senior year, I was a student coach, and here we are 10 years later, I'm still coaching at Port Barry High School.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because
you never know whenever somebody gives you that shot and where you are 10 years later.
yeah, because I had played 2 years, and I was at that point I was fed up with having nagging injuries that would last through parts of the season and whatnot. I was kind of fed up with that, but the reason why I ended up stopped playing, the biggest reason was my dad had gotten a lung cancer diagnosis in between my sophomore and junior season. So I was like, well, I need to be with my dad. I need to be there to support him through it. And he's been in full remission for 12 years.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
I knew I wasn't going to play my junior year or senior year. I was like, look, I'll still help out. I'll do stats, I'll video, whatever you want. And I had did stats those last 2 years to kind of help out with the team, you know. So
Yeah. I think an important thing is any coaches out there, if a kid goes down, get them involved with the team early.
Get 'em and keep 'em involved.
Don't let them sulk or sit out a bunch and stuff like that. As much as they can be involved, I think that's a great thing for them to be involved.
Yeah.
So we move forward here, ladies and gentlemen. And this next question is for Mr. Swallow. Karen Crow will rename its field on Friday night to Mac Barus Field. Gary, the question is, what an incredible honor, but what has he meant to this sport in the years that he's been a part of the great high school football game?
Well, I won't say just Mac, but Mac is up there. But the Barus family, you have, as a matter of fact, my friend Mindy, who's in the chat somewhere, she's going to be there, and I told her I wanted to go there with her, but we're going to be covering the game. But that whole family is sports oriented. I mean, their father was a coach at Lafayette High, as well as OC, and out in this area. He was down here. Mark was at Lafayette High. Now he's up north. And then you had Mac that was at Karen Crow, and he has a state championship. So I mean, and then you had Mindy that was a PE teacher at Woodvale. I mean, it was like all sports oriented. But these people have been so important to the sport of what's a high school football. But Mac Barus has done so much for Karen Crow. I mean, he has always been there, and he is there. I mean, this is such a great dedication to him, because he is the one that basically got them to that next level. When Kevin Falk, I'm going to tell you something like that. When you have a running back like Kevin Falk and you make him into what he is, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think that he was a big part of that. I mean, Kevin Falk to this day recognizes him as one of his men. And so I would say that this man was, very essential to making them what they are.
Well-deserved
And
honor.
well-deserved honor.
Yep.
And I'm so happy, and I wish I could be there, but we got things to do.
Yeah.
Yep. I got a few more questions, but I'm not gonna get into them right now.
Oh, Mindy said Mac was at Opelousas before Cancos. He was at Opelousas.
So I'll save them for the end if there's any slight time yet, or I might just sit here by myself while everybody goes home and goes to bed.
I'm off tomorrow, so.
Separated brackets. We lose out on the potential of a Rustin Edna card this year. How fun would that have been?
Best
Oh,
of
wow.
the best
Yeah.
going at it.
Yeah.
I mean, we consider them 1A and 1B, but we don't know from now to the state title, would the team hold up, would injuries take a pile? It would never be guaranteed that those two would play. But yeah, it would be a lot of fun if that happened. Maybe hopefully in 2026 they get together and be like, hey, let's play a home and home,
That's two different teams by then, though.
Yeah.
It would be, but I mean, I
No,
think it would still be fun.
Yes,
with-
because they're both still going to be loaded.
they're still going to be loaded. They're still going to have a lot of talent.
Great coaching still.
So
Yeah.
I think it would be a good game, even 2-3 years down the road.
Enoch, you like poker?
Play a little bit every now and again.
Who are you pushing all of your chips to the middle of the table and you're all in for right now? Who you all in for? Who you pushing your chips to the middle of the table?
I gotta think about that because
Mr. Lazard?
Mr. Lazard.
I thought we were going with the first
Come
name.
back to me. I'll
Mr.
come back to me.
Lazard,
I gotta
who you
think
pushing
about
all
that
your
one.
chips
'Cause
in?
I'm a cup team.
You still think LCA can get there?
My homer pick is LCA. Outside of Division III, all my chips go in on Rustin. I'm so high on Rustin. It is
Gary?
crazy.
Push the chips to the front, the middle of the table.
Well,
Who you
I'll
got?
tell you, it would either be Rustin or Edna Cars. That was my pick.
Alex,
That car's a hard one to pick.
Winning it,
Yeah.
who you all in on right now?
the easy pick is Rustin.
Yep. Who's outside
Sure
of the
was.
box pick?
Sure was an easy
That's
pick.
the least amount of money
It's
you're
not
gonna
really
win. That's a
outside,
minus, not a plus.
Northwest?
Yeah.
Acadiana.
Acadiana?
If I'm going with a
Yeah,
slight
that's
plus
good.
odds, I don't want to say the super obvious answers. A team that I could see myself all in on in the playoffs, Central.
Central Baton Rouge?
Good
Opelousas,
job.
Opelousas would be one of mine too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're probably, they might get in there. I mean, heck, they were the 12 seed last year, won the chip. They might get in there, be the 8 seed.
I mean, when I
still
said I
thinking.
left them out of the top 10, they're like 11 or 12 in my
Yeah.
in my thing. It's not they didn't like go all the way down
No,
because they.
Is Malvo okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Clear.
Yeah.
You were with me last week twice.
Yes, sir.
I got to bring the topic up.
Okay.
I got to get your opinions here. 2-minute offense, 4-minute offense, or even a 6-minute offense, however you want to look at it. I got 3 questions for it.
Okay.
You saw it, I saw it
Yes.
at both games.
Yes.
At what point do you crank up the tempo before the half or late in the fourth quarter? Or you at the 6-minute mark, 4-minute mark, 2-minute mark? At what point do you crank up the up tempo? Because we saw a game that it never cranked up. So when does it get cranked up, Alex?
I think
6,
at
4, 2,
I think at the
1
4.
at the 4-minute mark.
Yeah, I think at this level is 4-minute mark.
So if you're trailing going in the half and you're trying to get a score, or if it's at the end of the game, you think they really need to ramp it up at the 4-minute?
Yeah, because you have a 40-second clock between plays.
Correct.
Yep.
So with that, if you started at 2 minutes, you have no room for error. But if you started at 4, and you need to take a second and say, oh, hold on, we have a 3rd and 4 here. I got to get the right call. So you have some time. You have a little bit of time to play with it, and you still have time. I mean, you're at the high school level, so you still have time to.
There's going to be
do what you have
errors.
to
Yeah.
do. Correct. So I think 4-minute is the perfect time for this level of ball.
4-minute?
Yeah, that sounds about right. To me, six would.
It's half a quarter.
Yeah, that's half a quarter, man. I mean, you got
That's a lot of
Okay,
football.
I'll get to my.
So I'd
go
say
ahead. I'll
4.
get to my point.
I'd say 4.
4?
Yeah, I'd say 4, but it really depends on what kind of team you have. Like if I'm airline, 2 minutes, I'm good with 2 minutes.
You good with 30
Oh,
seconds?
yeah.
I'm
You
good
can
with
30
five
seconds, you got it.
seconds. Give me one play and
Yeah.
I'm good. All right, like LCA, I know like us, 2 minutes, we're comfortable in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, so it really depends on that. But I would say in general, overall, I would say 4 minutes if you had to make a blanket statement.
Okay, because we saw 2 games last week that had 2 different opportunities in both games for 2-minute offenses, and we just never saw it.
Yep.
Enoch.
So
So I didn't know.
situation wise, I would say if you're down by 1 possession, 4 minutes. If you're down by 1 possession and it's 6 minutes or whatnot, it depends on if you trust your defense or not. You could go 6 minutes if you feel that your team can work that way, but if you're down by more than 1 possession, you got to think in the 6-minute mark. You got to crank it up with half of the quarter left to go,
Okay.
and you have to, and hopefully your defense will be able to make a stop, and then you'll get the ball back, and you'll have to crank it up even more.
I'm going to throw it right back at you.
So.
Your thoughts when you see teams not aggressive late in halves and towards the end of a game, knowing you got timeouts in your back pocket, and you just let it get to half, or you don't even go into the up tempo like we just talked.
So I could say how much that would frustrate me personally.
It
You know,
frustrated us going into halftime last week.
it did for both games. But there's one thing I can guarantee about that: they're practicing it this week. They're practicing a 2 or 4 minute offense afterwards.
Yeah.
So I would hope that it wouldn't take that in order to do it, but sometimes it does. You know, if you have like a slow moving, eat the clock kind of offense, you gotta sometimes be able to keep it in gear, because if you find yourself down 14-0 and you have 2 or 3 minutes left to go before a half, and you know you're not getting the ball back to start, you gotta crank it in gear and cut into that lead. Or if you know you're getting the ball back and you're down 14-0, crank it into gear, get the score, and then you get the ball back in the second half, and if you score again, boom, tie ball game.
2-for-1 special.
I think that having that 2 to 4 minute offense, being able to do it no matter if you're a ground and pound team or an air raid assault, it is key, because you never know how things are going to work out later in the game. You need to be prepared for it, and you need to be able to put up the points as needed, you know.
Okay.
I think sometimes teams and coaches understand, let's get out of this half. We'll make our adjustments and get all the kids
Well, we-
on board now.
We saw that situation last week real quick. They're winning the ball game, and they got the ball with timeouts in their back pocket, but instead of being aggressive, They just took the lead in the halftime.
Yeah.
Could have got more points, sat on the lead, and went into halftime. So
Yeah.
you see those instances, and it's like when you don't see teams get aggressive right there to go get more points. That's what the question is here.
Yeah.
I think also another part of it is momentum. Of okay, if we do get aggressive and all of a sudden momentum shifts the other way, they get a
Right.
big interception or
Pick
something like
six.
that. We saw it in the championship game last year. We throw a pick six right before half. That
Yeah.
shifted everything for us,
Right.
and so
Became-
that's another thing. Also, I think coaches are worried about.
That's,
Yeah,
and
he,
that's definitely a good point to consider. But
he almost came slapped me in Gary's hand. We were sitting in the end zone on that pick six.
Yeah.
That was a backbreaker.
yeah,
And so I think that's also part of it in coaches' heads of like, let's keep our kids happy and like ready to keep
Right.
driving them in the next half.
How about time management importance? How much of a focus should it be during practice weeks, my friends? Knowing that these situations occur.
I think if you haven't practiced it before, it should be a major point. Like as far as like your receivers should know, clock's getting down, you catch the ball, you find the nearest sideline and you get out, and things like that. Whereas like some teams, they already have that built in, they've already exercised that muscle. I think if you haven't, it's important.
I think every team should build it in because it's gonna bite. It's gonna bite back at you that one time that you don't prepare for it, and
You're going to end up in the situation eventually.
yes, it's going to happen for most, if not every team. So you have to be able to have that in your. I think every team in the state should have that. You should have a plan for a situation to be a hurry up. Should have that plan to be able to move the ball down the field quickly and either cut into a lead or whatever the case is, be tied a game. You know you got to get in the end zone fast. Whether it's 3, 2, 1, or 0 timeouts, it doesn't matter. You still have to have a plan and a system in place in order to quickly put up some points to either get back into a game or to tie it or whatever the case may be, or even a win. Because some teams will run no huddle knowing they don't have a timeout, but they have a shot to win if they can get it in the end zone.
Clock management is essential
Yeah.
in whether you want to win it or not. I mean,
Look at
we've
Vanderbilt this past Saturday.
we watched teams in high school, and I'm like going, why did they not call a timeout, or why did they do this, or why? And it's like they're not prepared. So you have to actually have a plan in place to control the last 2 minutes of the game, or or something like that. You
I remember-
have to have that. So,
I remember when I played.
very essential.
I remember when I played because Coach Wag would have us run they would run a 2-minute offense. Usually would run it at least 2 times a week, but sometimes we would do it every day before a game. 2 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
The offense would be there, the defense would be there, the ones, and they would run a 2-minute offense.
Yep.
Run a 2-minute offense, and they would vary with the timeouts just to see how fast the tempo can be.
Oh, I agree.
Because we ran a pro style offense back then, so we were able to kind of be able to do both. We had the ability to run and pass if needed.
So we'll save the rest of the questions for the end of the show.
All right.
Let's go game picks at this time, ladies and gentlemen. If you would like to follow along with the panel, go ahead and leave your picks in the chat. We've hit the 10 o'clock mark, so 10 o'clock means it's time to make some picks. Gary,
Yeah.
2-time winner. Let's see if somebody can knock you off your crown this week.
Well, they all hate me now. What's the deal?
Week 6,
you
we
stole it
start
from me.
Thursday night football, and we will go with the game that we are covering tomorrow night. 4-1 South Bow at 4-1 Kinder. 2 confident teams coming in. It is Patriots night for this one. Where are you? Red, white, and blue. Let's talk about this one. Alex, who wins it?
I like Kinder. They're at home doing some special things. Kinder's playing great ball.
This year. Played the game winner this year.
3.
Well, 2 this season.
3.
He won one. He won.
Week 1.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I thought he had one last year.
Yeah.
That's my mistake. That's my mistake.
Kinder.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going Kinder too.
Yeah, Kinder for me. They're playing so good right now. I'm so impressed with them.
No pick. I'm calling the game. So
Logan LaBeouf going for number 3 of player of the game honors this year. But they got a good football team. South Bow got a good football team. Should be fireworks on Friday nights. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna put for you. H or L? We have any H's on here?
No.
I'm gonna put an L. How's that?
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm an H, but
I'll put you at E.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right. Next game, Sacred Heart in Bolton. This one probably will get out of hand early. Jude Abear, expect a big night. Everybody's going across the board.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, second heart.
Yeah.
They played really
Sacred
well.
Heart, they got a lot of frustration to take out. So I think Sacred Heart's gonna roll.
They're going to bring you a dragon fruit energy drink tomorrow.
Hey,
Whoa.
I'm with it. Let's go.
Kaplan
Let's go.
at Patterson this week. I think Kaplan too physical. The senior leg group is going to move to 4-1. Everyone's in agreement.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
What a good one here between Elton and Oberlin. Elton off to a 4-1 start. They're playing some really good football. Oberlin can sneak up on teams and surprise teams, but you look at death concerns for Oberlin at the moment. And Malachi and Lamone, big night a week ago, coming off of a 30 carry, 364 yard night. I mean, 4 touchdowns, 1 on defense. Too much Lamone.
Yeah, I like
You guys
Elton.
think so?
I like Elton.
Picked against Elton a couple times. It's burned me. I ain't picking against him this week.
I'm picking Elton too.
Yeah, give me Elton.
Elton across the board.
Not letting them burn me this week.
Catholic New Iberia searches for their 5th win of the season. They're going to play Franklin quarterback Luke Landry. Sensational start to the season. This is a complete team. Or are we going across the board?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Beer.
Catholic New Iberia.
Yeah, they're playing really well right now.
Very.
1-4 Evangel at 3-2 Captain Shreve. Both teams are coming off of a 1-point loss a week ago. Probably expect a lot of points in this one. You guys agree?
Yeah. Over 100 probably.
My over-under will probably be like 80.
Evangel, Captain Shreve.
I like Captain Shreve.
Captain Shreve.
It'll be a lot of offense though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going Shreve. I think they're too good on offense.
I think Evangel's 1 year away
Yes.
from
Peyton Houston needs
total,
one more year. and
total
he's
domination.
Not so
taking
fast.
I'm gonna do it not so fast on this one. I think Evangel bounces back.
He's trying to cut into your
See,
lead.
there you're trying to get into my lead, man.
Yep. I
I'm
need to. I can't let Gary win 3 times.
going to roll with
Can't let
Captain
it happen.
Shreve here. Can put up some points. Can their defense get enough stops? Good quarterback on the other side with Peyton Houston. We'll see. I'll take Shreve here.
So I'll win.
Opelousas and Natchitoches Central. Is anybody going against Opelousas here?
No.
Everybody's going Opelousas?
Yep.
They're,
Indianapolis.
they're battle tested. They're ready to roll the rest of the way.
Right.
Opelousas across the board.
Right.
The big one Thursday night will be 4-1 ERAV. Mason Abear takes his Bobcats into the Quincy. The Quincy did have a big injury last week, but this is a confident the Quincy group that will welcome in a really good Bobcat football team. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be standing room only. Who you like, Alex?
Erath impressed me a lot last week. I did not see that coming. I think they go on the road and knock off a red-hot DeQuincy team.
I think home field advantage is going to give DeQuincy that little edge.
Okay, home field.
I'm going Erath. They played well last week, like I said. I'm really impressed by them.
I can't take the fighting Jake McCoys in this one. Erath opened my eyes, especially with that big win over Westlake. Give me the Bobcats. The Blue Bobcats.
I could get over on Gary here.
Go for it, bro.
I'll take Raf.
Good.
This is
I'll
where-
be
this
two up on y'all.
This is where we get over on him, right? Right, Alex?
Yep.
Yeah, big injury last week for sure. Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, Xavier Ford versus Iowa's defense. Cohen Charles and Mr. Walker in that group, they got their hands full on Friday, but Xavier Ford coming into a hostile environment. It's going to be a showdown for the absolute ages. Can Iowa's defense do just enough to get a big-time win on Friday night?
Yeah, I think Leesville and that running attack is going to keep the ball away from Iowa and their explosive offense. So give me Leesville on the road.
No pick for Mr. Gary. He's calling the game.
Sorry, fellas. I'll be eating somewhere else Friday night, so I ain't worried about it.
No
I'll be at a
jambalaya.
birthday
Don't
party
lie,
Friday night,
no,
so
No pick for Mr. Gary. He's calling the game. No pick for myself. I'm calling the game. But these two guys got a pick.
Yep. Like Alex, I'm eating somewhere else on Friday. I'm going Leesville. I just think too much Xavier Ford.
Mr. L.
That kid is good.
Mr. L. I gotta write down the L.
I'm taking Iowa.
Okay, here we go.
I feel like they can do enough
A little bit. Close.
to steal the game away at the very end.
2-minute offense. 2-minute
Two-minute
offense.
offense.
I know they know how to run a 2-minute offense
Yep.
over there.
Yeah.
That might end up very well being the key. They win by, I don't know, 4,
Ooh, okay, Gary, I see you. You
So
saw
3.5
this,
is the spread.
something like that. Yeah. Whatever. Well, Iowa's probably plus 3. Man. I'll still take it. You know. Let me see.
All right.
Okay.
Gonna be some fun
Yup.
on Friday night. Can't wait to get down there. Remember, Iowa is 5-0 when we covered them. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
They play well when UTL shows up to town.
Oh yeah.
Leesville could see a record-breaking night. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting.
2 5-0s gonna battle it out Friday night, and you thought 70s were good last week, my friend.
It might well be 80s.
It
Can't
may
never tell.
well be 80s this week. 5-0 Parkway, 5-0 Airline. Parkway is Russian attack versus Airline's air raid. This one is Ben Taylor versus Parkway's defensive backs. This one is Airline's front 7 versus Parkway's backfield. I mean, however you want to choose it here. A lot of points Friday night.
For one team,
Both.
hot take.
No.
Parkway's
God.
running game
Keeps the ball.
keeps
from
the
him.
ball away from Ben Taylor. Now, he's still going to average his 5 touchdowns, but that's it. 35 points is the cap for Airline,
Okay.
and Parkway's going to run away with it
Woo!
because
Run
of the,
away with it.
because of the rushing game.
What you got at 49-35?
I would say Parkway's going to touch the 50s.
So you got 50s to 30s here.
How's that keeping the ball out of Ben's hands?
It's not. He's saying he's gonna.
They're going
average
to score every.
Oh.
They're gonna, listen, Airline runs a 3-man front.
Yeah.
They're not going to stop Parkway's
Not at
running
all.
attack like that. And Parkway's defense is the best that Airline team.
But
this
Jordan,
year.
what is Airline's motto? Just be 1 point ahead.
1
at the
point
end of the
better
game.
at the end of the game.
Nope.
What was that? 69, 68?
That's still a
Last
win,
year?
though, right?
But
That'll
Parkway's
win, right?
defense is actually good. Airline hadn't played anybody with a pulse on defense.
I'm going Airline. I'm sorry.
Gary, give me a score prediction because you were close last week.
Oh God, I think it's going to be high scoring. I honestly don't think it'll hit 70. I think it's going to be, I'd say in the 50s. I'd say probably in the one in the 50s, one in the 60s. I think it's going to be that close. It'd be like 60 something to 50.
62 to 56,
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
62-57, you
Something,
said?
something like that.
Okay. 62-57 from Mr. Swallow this week.
I think Airline's too much. You said it's Ben Taylor against Parkway's DBs. I'm taking Ben Taylor 9 times out of 10 until he plays someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Until he plays Rustin or someone else, I'm taking Ben Taylor. I mean,
Okay.
the kid's incredible.
I'm gonna have to go with Airline on this one. Final score, it'll be 55-48.
That's me.
50.
Mine will be 56-49.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
I'm going. I'm picking Airline until somebody beats them. How's that?
Yep.
It's not a bad pick.
Honestly, neither one of
No.
them.
I mean, I think I was picking Bird until Parkway beat him, so maybe Parkway sets a precedent. Who knows?
Yeah. Parkway's rushing attack could do wonders.
They could.
The Airline could win it this week, 72-71.
That's still a win.
Yes, sir.
Covington's 5-0. Mandeville's 5-0. Something's got to give on Friday night when these two heavyweights clash. Greg Salter's Covington group red hot out the gate. Mandeville has an absolute weapon on the backfield. His name is Nathan Shepard, and you're going to hear it a lot on Friday nights. Skippers, Covington, good one. Friday, who wins it?
For me, looking at schedules, because like I said, we're a little ways away from these teams, so not super familiar with them. Looking at schedules, they both haven't played a super tough schedule, but the one game that they have in common, Mandeville won it a lot more handily than Covington did, so give me Mandeville.
There you go.
I'm going Mandeville myself at home.
Yeah, Mandeville. Running back's too much.
Yeah, give me the Skippers.
We're going to go Skippers across the board. Nathan Shepard, what a special talent. And
Ridiculous.
he's going to do big things again on Friday. Edna Core, Brother Morton.
Next.
The battle to
Next.
next. No, we got to talk about it.
Gotta talk about it, bro.
Edna Car, the university.
Yes.
Yes, go.
We got to talk about it. Edna Core, talented across the board. Brother Morton, extremely well coached ball club. Driver's seat type of game here for Edna Core. If they win it, anything can happen any given Friday. But it's gonna take a hell of an effort. Edna Core.
Yeah, I like Carr. We said last week Carr needed to come out fast, unlike they did against Holy Cross. I think they need to do it again because Brother Martin does have a good defense. So if you come out, it could be halftime. You're like, well, that's a lot closer than we thought. But I think Carr rolls.
Me too. Car.
Yeah. I think I was surprised by Brother Martin beating Rummel last week.
After
And-
losing the Jesuit.
Yeah. And Rummel's a very good team. But I just think Carr is too fast on the outside, too dynamic on offense compared to Rummel. University of Edna Carr.
That's right.
So, I think that Brother Martin beating a very, very good Rummel team. Remember, this Rummel team had a very good start. They knocked off Charlotte, take the megaphone back. They beat ULab a little earlier than that.
Actually
But-
lost to ULab.
They did lose.
Oh, I'm thinking of Catholic.
You're thinking of Catholic.
Yeah,
Rummel
yeah,
did
right.
beat
Yeah,
ULab.
yeah.
Rummel beat.
Wrong school.
And the fact that Brother Martin was able to beat a very good Rummel team, I mean, it says something.
Give it to me. Come on.
With that being said,
Don't freaking hype them up and not pick them.
Carr will win, but they won't blow him out.
Okay.
I think
Enoch,
they'll win by 2 possessions.
that's the green Kool-Aid talking down there.
Way too Kool-Aid. It's already done. I kind of chugged it, but I need to, so it's good.
Edna Core until further notice.
That's right.
I agree, but I think that this game could be competitive. I think it can be. Not
Yeah,
gonna,
like a 48-28.
something like. Well, I was saying
That's
two
about as
possessions.
competitive as that's going to be out
Yeah,
there.
I think too.
Yeah.
West Monroe,
That's it.
Alexandria, big time fight field in North Louisiana on Friday night. You got JT Lindsay trying to get this team off of a 1-11 stretch against West Monroe since 2013. If any year, it's this year. They got the team, they got the players, they got the coaching staff to knock off a big West Monroe ball club on Friday night, but it won't be easy. That's a good West Monroe ball club coming into town. This is another big time football game in that North Louisiana district Alexandria, West Monroe. Here we go.
I'm
I know-
torn,
I know
man.
you torn, but no one's gonna be mad at you whatever direction you go.
I think history matters. It's mental. And I think West Monroe gets it done.
West Monroe on the
Go
road.
ahead.
Gary Swallow, you don't ever pick against West Monroe. Are you doing it tonight?
I think Alexandria's on a mission. I think they're playing good, too well football. West Monroe, as much as I love West Monroe, and I've always picked them, I think Alexandria does it this year.
Okay.
I mean, what I saw from Alexandria against Opelousas, I can't pick against Alexandria right now.
Right.
I mean, they're just incredible.
I tossed and turned about this one just thinking about it because I knew that this game was going to be tough. I know it was going to be close. But I think I'm going to take West Monroe.
Ooh, okay.
I think that West Monroe will be a little too much. I feel like this game will be close. It'll be hard fought till the end, but the Rebs find a way to win it at the very end.
Split panel. I got the decider. JT Lindsay in the screen game makes a big time play late in the fourth to seal the game. How's that?
I like it.
Hey,
I like it.
When you need to seal a game, go to JT Lindsay. I think it's competitive for 4 quarters, and I think they seal it late. Maybe the go ahead touchdown to put them up by 2 scores, or
So,
the go ahead first down in the 4th quarter. We'll see. Good ball game though, for sure. Washita Parish going to hit the road and go take on Ruston. I'm sure Ruston is glad to finally be back home after a long, I say back home, play somebody familiar in the state of Louisiana after playing, 4 in a row?
4 out-of-state teams in a row.
4 out of state
Beating them
teams
all.
in a row, beat them all. Now they welcome in a district opponent here in Washita Parish. You looked at West Monroe, Alexandria. Winner of this one could be in the driver's seat moving forward to play a West Monroe or Alexandria or a Neville down the road. So this is a big game right here. It's hard to say that elimination games occur in week 6, but in this district race, in this district, you have to start leaning that way. Ruston, Washita Parish.
Ruston.
Big Ruston, huh?
Big Ruston.
Not the score Ruston.
No, Ruston's probably going to win big.
But it's Big Ruston. That's their nickname.
Ruston's probably going to win big.
I'm going
Washita
Ruston.
Paris hitting that team that they just whooped in Texas.
Yeah, Ruston.
4 in a row.
Ruston just beat the number 1 team in 4A in Texas by like 30.
Yeah,
It's Ruston. It's Ruston until it's not Ruston.
I agree.
1A.
Big Ruston.
Big Ruston. 1A across the board. Here we go. Jesuit St. Aug. 2 teams coming off of a loss a week ago, looking to get back into the win column. Who wins it this week? Is it St. Aug gets back to their winning ways, or Jesuit after the big shock a couple weeks ago against Brother Morton? Can they do it again?
No, I like St. Aug to bounce back.
Me too.
Yep, St. Aug.
I foolishly picked St. Aug against Carr last week,
Me too.
and it bit me.
Does history repeat itself?
But not willing to give up on the Purple Knights just yet. I'm going to take St. Aug in this game.
I'm going to pick them also. I was high on them. Then they ran into a brick wall and in a car.
Yep.
And I'll pick them again this week.
I'm confident. with
They still did
well,
some good
that
things
was
against Carr,
disappointing.
too.
Yeah, they had some successes.
Like,
How about Holy Cross John Curtis? This one is intriguing. Whose defense is the one that gets a big time win? Gets a big time win in this one, because you know the offense, both offenses can score.
I look back to the games that Holy Cross loses, and it's the teams that can run the ball.
Okay.
John Curtis can run the ball. So I like John Curtis getting done at home.
Me too.
yeah, John Curtis.
Give me John Curtis.
Add another win to JT Curtis's books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna take John Curtis here. That way I
He's
don't
just,
fall behind in the pit.
He's just extending his own record now.
Yep. He's like Gary.
Warren
They just try to
Easton.
cut my throat. I see. it.
We're all up in the Catholic
not
League
quite
at this moment.
Yeah.
We're in the Catholic League right here, the last 3 games, and now we go to Warren Easton and Rummel. Rummel lost last week. Very surprising when we were as high as, can I say high as a kite?
Yeah.
Is
Sure.
Yeah.
You can say it.
Yeah.
I
I don't remember. Did I pick Brother Martin to win that game?
think we.
I did.
I remember that you did. I don't remember if I did or not.
He's definitely letting everyone know that he picked Brother Martin.
Yeah.
Rummel, Warren Easton. Who you going with?
I picked against Rumble last week. And I'm gonna do it again.
Cool.
Warren Easton.
It's a young group versus a experienced group.
Give me Warren Easton.
Warren Easton for Mr. Alex. Who?
Rummel.
Rummel for Mr. Gary.
Rummel has another one of those running backs who you don't hear a lot about. Norman Taylor. You could be in a phone booth with the guy and you're not going to touch him. Give me Rummel.
I'll take Rummel in this game.
Cool. Who you said?
Rummel?
I said Rummel as well.
He needs another Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, restock the
We
fridge.
need a
I'm
restock
going
the fridge, man.
tired.
I'm gonna go to Walmart tomorrow and get a restock
good
of
right
everything. What do you
We
think?
got about another hour in. Crashing down.
I'm going Rummel.
Why'd you do that?
I'm going Rummel.
All right.
5-0 West Washita goes on the road to take on 4-1 Franklin Parish. Franklin Parish stunned a week ago by Washita Parish. Got to regroup. Got to get ready to go. Got to welcome in an undefeated West Washita ball club. Can West Washita's defense keep them in it? Is the 5-0 deceiving?
No, it's not. Give me West Washita.
Okay. Gary?
This one was up in the air for me, but I'm like Alex. I think West Washita's gonna have the edge on that.
Good pick.
I think the 5-0 is not deceiving at all. But I also think Franklin Parish learned a lot from losing. Give me Franklin Parish.
Good pick. I'm taking Franklin Parish as well. They bounce back.
And here I am, the decider. I will take Franklin Parish at home in a shootout.
If
I like it.
If we're going gun for gun, give me
Yeah.
Franklin Parish every time.
Yeah, I like it.
Lakeshore takes their undefeated record into Franklinton on Friday night. Franklinton 4-1, coming off of an overtime thriller a week ago. Lakeshore 5-0. Do they make it 6-0? This might be likely the district title game.
I'm looking right now. Man, Lakeshore's schedule doesn't impress me a whole lot.
Good luck.
I looked at both of their schedules as kind of.
It's kind of a
That's what I'm saying.
similar.
I
They're,
think
they're
they were
relatively
kinda-
close to each other, is
Yeah.
what I
Right.
kind of looked at it.
not-
So, if you have to flip a coin,
Give me Franklinton.
if you have to flip a coin, do it.
I think Lakeshore's that 5-0 is not a legit 5-0.
Gary?
Man, I don't. This one's a toss up for me. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Lakeshore.
Lakeshore.
Give me Franklinton.
Franklinton.
I'm taking Lakeshore. Give me the Titans.
Here we go again. Split panel. Give me Coach Indest and the Lakeshore Titans on the road. Close. Close,
I think
close
it'll be a
victory.
Close,
Yep.
close ball game. Yeah.
9 points is what I think it will come down to.
Maybe overtime. Archbishop Shaw at St. James. The battle of Troy versus JB this week is what we're calling this game.
Versus Troy.
Shaw, St. James, tough to go win in that stadium. They play extremely well at home. Shaw seems like since the LCA win, they've really put
They're at
the
another level.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah, they pushed it into another gear.
So Alex,
Shaw's too much for St. James right now.
Gary.
Troy picked Shaw.
I think Shaw is a little bit too strong for St. James, just like Alex said.
I think Shaw is incredible.
You saw him up close and personal.
So I saw them up close and personal, and I saw them a lot because they were in the end zone a lot. Shaw, give me some more power points. Give me Shaw.
I'm taking Archbishop Shaw. St. James, I think, can make this game competitive, but I do think that the strength in that Shaw team is going to grind them down in the fourth quarter.
I hate to do it, but we got to go Shaw across the board. So when an upset occurs and we're blasted on Facebook, I couldn't save the graphic this time, boys.
Troy's probably happy about us all taking Shaw anyway.
Oh, yeah. He's happy we picked against him.
He's happy we picked against him because he's gonna let us know next Wednesday. He'll let us know next Wednesday if
No, it ain't gonna wait till Wednesday.
He'll be texting him right after the game.
It's gonna be at the recap show.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Coming in hot. How about this district matchup? Southside at Sam Houston. This game will be won in the trenches. So whose trenches gets it done?
I think Sam Houston's size is too much for Southside.
Man, this one I won't lie to you. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I have no idea. But I think Sam Houston being at home is going to give them that little edge, so I'm going to go with Sam Houston.
Okay.
I think this one's about as close as you can get, to be honest, that we've gone through here. But I choose Southside just for the fact that they can be explosive.
Right.
If they get that space, they can take it.
Okay.
Right.
I'm taking the Sharks in this one.
Split
I
panel.
think that Southside's
Comes down to me again.
I think Southside's trenches win out at the very end.
Okay. A big time scare a week ago with Holly's Lock of the Week. So I'm gonna go Southside this week to get a win on the road. Does that make any sense?
I like it.
Sam Houston almost got upset last week, guys.
Yeah.
But they are back at home.
Back at home.
Styles make fights.
And they roll.
Yep. And
They roll at home.
sometimes home cooking is what it takes.
I'm
Sometimes.
gonna take Southside here.
Okay.
St. Martin's Episcopal
That's 3 of them
at
up on.
Riverside. Oh man. Harlan Berry versus Dedrick Lasty is getting the major headlines, but when it comes down to it, both defenses have to take the field, and a defense has to get a big time stop to win this ball game. Which defense gets the stop?
I think St. Martin's. Yeah, I'm rolling with St. Martin's.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them too, St. Martin's. I think they're gonna have enough just to get that one extra stop.
Every Riverside game that I look at, like he's always, if you can slow down one, you can win the game.
Yeah.
I think St. Martin's does enough to slow him down.
Basically, you just say follow him and don't let him get behind.
I'm gonna go
Three
St. Martin.
guys.
Yeah.
I'm going St. Martin's as well.
Okay.
I had to think about it. But
I'm going with Riverside at home over there in Reserve, Louisiana. That's a tough place to go win in unless you're the Screaming Eagles out of VC. But
Who's better, Dartez or Harlan Berry?
running the ball, Harlan Berry. But like stats-wise this year, Dartez.
I think they're two different styles.
There you go.
Totally different.
Dartez always has space.
Taking Riverside, St. Martin's Episcopal's quarterback is not playing. Faraday at Mangum. 5-0 Faraday, 4-1 Mangum. Did you guys not hear me just say the quarterback's not playing for St. Martin's Episcopal this week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
not changing my
Making
pick.
sure we're
Not
not
changing
changing
my pick.
picks.
Nope.
Not changing the pick.
Just making sure. Faraday's 5-0. Mangum's 4-1. Mangum cracks the top 10 next week if they win this game. We can agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
So their first big test of the year.
Who did Mangum lose to?
This is K104 Downs Law Game of the Week up
Lost
north.
in week
They
one.
lost to Gina.
Gina in week 1.
Oh,
Week one.
that don't.
Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Mangum's
I'm ready, Freddie.
Mangum's 4-1 isn't the same as Faraday's 5-0.
Okay, I'm following so far.
Okay, Mangum big.
Mangum big. Here we go.
I won't say big, but I'll say they'll win.
You going Mangum?
Mangum, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Mangum too. I wouldn't put it past Faraday to win, but I'm choosing Mangum if I have to choose one.
Not so fast, my friend.
Here we go, Gary. This is
Yeah.
where,
So,
this is
this
where
way.
we get 'em.
I'm going to take the Trojans in this one. I think Faraday comes away with an upset win.
For the top 10, Mangum rolls.
Okay.
I think they really want to be on your top 10 list too. I
Yes.
think that's the key
That's
for
it.
them this week. They're like, we're
They
getting on
want to be
Jordan.
on Jordy's
We're
top
getting
10.
on Jordy's top 10.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go.
And what you know else? What happens? They might not crack the top 5 since we're switching it.
Yeah, that's true. We're doing the
Yeah, I
five.
got to think about that.
Alex, we finally
I
get a
didn't-
shot
I
to get
didn't
Mangum
think-
in there, and
'cause
Alex turned the tables
Well, the
on
thing
us.
when we looked at the strength of schedules before before we started the show, there wasn't that big of a difference. So Mangum played the best team out of both teams combined in Gina, but Mangum also played 2 teams that are 0-5. So
And there's claims that Mangum could get to the dome. Prove me weak.
yes, I think winner in this game
Absolutely.
would crack this top 10, or if Faraday's already in, it would stay. You know, winner's in for sure.
Yep. 5-0 Minden at 3-2 North Dakota. How good is Minden? Are they for real? Is this a prove me week for them? Will a lot of questions be answered when they go into North Dakota, into Stonewall, Louisiana? Can they knock off
I'm not picking that.
them this week? Indeed. North Dakota Minden. Minden searching for win number 6.
They look good so far.
They played, well.
Yes.
But I mean,
Could you imagine? Knowing your school's saying is the Crimson Tide, Roll Tide over there?
You almost made me not pick them just now, but I like Minden.
yeah. I was getting ready to say that. Wait a minute. I'm going to no.
Minden for
Yeah, I
Alex.
think Minden's going to win.
For Gary?
I was really high on North Dakota preseason,
Me too.
coming off the last season. I've been really disappointed with them, so I'm not picking them. Minden.
I was hoping
I was very
on
high.
them too.
Prove me wrong, Menden. I'm taking North Dakota.
Uh,
If they prove me wrong, then you know what, if Minden wins this game, they're for real.
They earned it.
Because North Dakota's still a darn good team.
Yeah, DeSoto's going to play hard. They're going to play well, but just not at that level that I was hoping they would be at.
I'm gonna go Minden here. North Dakota, not the best non-district slate here of 3-2 start where we all thought this team could get to the dome.
Right.
Well, maybe myself. So I'll go Minden here, searching for win number 6. How about Bird and Huntington, 2 4-1s, gonna battle it out. 2 teams searching for win number 5. Who gets it?
I like Bird.
Man, this one really has me kind of scratching.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go Bird.
One lost the heartbreaker, and the
Yeah.
other got a big win.
Yeah.
I think Bird's going to fix some of those little mistakes that they made to lose a tight game.
Okay.
Give me Bird.
Okay.
Give me Huntington at home. Big win over. Big win last week. I know it's over Evangel, and Evangel isn't quite as powerful, but that win still means something in that district. So you know Evangel, even in their down years, is going to play competitively in that district every single time.
I'm gonna take Huntington at home. They beat, sir. Sir, they beat Evangel last week.
Bird beat Evangel worse.
Right. Sir, they beat Evangel
Oh, come
last
on.
week
Football math doesn't
on the
always
road.
work.
Yeah.
So I think they're
Doesn't
going
always-
to beat
it doesn't
Bird
always
at
work.
home this week.
You think so? Okay, that's fine.
How's that?
That's good.
That's good.
So you're taking Huntington?
I'll take a Huntington at home. And it might come down to 1 point again.
I think Gary likes
Right.
his pick and your pick.
2-point
Yeah, I
conversion
really
for
do
the
like
win.
this pick.
There you go.
2-point conversion for the win. How's that sound?
All right. Well, that would be awesome.
Cool. That's fun.
That would be awesome.
Lake Charles College Prep at Jennings, probably for the district title in this one. Two good teams going at it. I like Prep's front seven. I like Zeno in the running game with Jennings, so something's got to give on Friday night.
I'll say this: Prep can win this game if the quarterback can be accurate to his receivers, because they like to throw the ball, but you can also run on Jennings as well. So at the end of the day, I think Jennings is going to win, but this could be a really, really, really tight game for all 4 quarters.
Who you went with
You went with Jennings.
for the PowerPoint?
No, just straight up.
I'm going with Jennings.
My people are from Jennings. My dad played for Jennings, graduated.
Pick against them.
He ain't gonna get allowed
Bulldogs
back in the
are
house.
rolling.
He ain't gonna be allowed back
Give
in
me
his house. He
Jennings.
picks against Jennings.
Oh, my house is LCA nice through and through, buddy.
Enoch.
Give me Zeno and the Bulldogs. I think Jennings takes care of business.
Lake Charles College Prep is a good football team.
They're
Don't
good.
get it twisted. If they put it together, they can win any game they're in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Jennings pulls it. Holly's taking Jennings.
Yep.
Whoa.
Well, when you're in last place,
You got to go for it.
you gotta
Gotta
go for it.
it.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take, huh?
Lake Charles College Prep on the road.
Okay.
Whoa. That'd be 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages,
Oh, obviously.
it's time for Holly's Lock of the Week. She's 5-0. She's trying to go 6-0.
Didn't she have a scare last week?
She had a scare last
She
week.
did have a scare.
Yeah,
Ultimately got the win.
She did have
A little scare for me.
Ultimately got
It was
the
a
Win is a win.
really bad scare. 7-point game late in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Holly's Lock of the Week this week, ladies and gentlemen. Lafayette Christian Academy over Lafayette Renaissance.
Good choice, Holly.
Just flip your hat
Good
up.
choice,
Fireworks.
Holly.
Hey,
There you go, yeah.
Good choice.
Ooh,
Spicy.
sir, why does LCA win the ball game? Jalen Noel.
I think that the key here is that LCA is fully healthy. Since Rummel, we have not had a full week of practice where everyone was practicing full speed, full contact, and everything. This is the first week since. Everyone's full speed, full game, going. I think that is just too much in year one. I think next year is a different story. It might be a little bit different. But I think year one, LRCH only has 13 seniors. So they're super young. And I just think that LCA is just got too much firepower. There's too much going on, I feel like, right now, for this year at least.
Dangerous pick,
Give me
guys.
LCA big.
Uh-oh.
You said big.
Big.
I can't do it. I can agree with the lock, but I can't do it.
I'll agree with the lock as well.
Clark Field's going to be rocking.
Yeah.
I think
Clarkfield would be right.
I think that LCA
that's
will
right.
take care of it. I expect this game going forward, whether it's district or non-district, that doesn't really matter to me. I think that if they schedule this game every 2 years, all that, this could be a pretty intense rivalry. I mean, they're a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other.
So
Less than that.
so sad. I'm so sad I can't watch this game from the press box this Friday. Because
Yeah, I'm
night
taking
vision
Yeah,
television will
we are not
be streamed.
LRC will not let us stream the game.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So we're
Dirty.
gonna,
That's so
send us some updates.
Oh, I'm busy taking stats the whole game. I'm on the sideline taking stats.
Halftime. Send us an
Send it-
update
yeah,
at
send it
halftime.
to
Box, bro.
Nah, not when we don't stream.
Yeah.
I like being on the sideline. It's fun.
Alright.
I redo it after the game, anyways.
Okay.
So she did have 2 losses last year for our locks of the week. So who says she can't have one here early in week 6?
She won't. Holly, I'll lock your lock.
We'll see.
We're good.
Take it to the bank, huh?
Yeah, I like LCA
Lafayette
too, by the way.
Renaissance fan says Lafayette Renaissance will win. Take it to the bank.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Should be I think it'll be a fun game, man. I think it'll be a good game.
Be fun for one of us.
Um,
I'm not affiliated in LCA in any official capacity. I am just part of the broadcasting crew.
All right.
Heard the same. I heard something of the same thing, and I'll just leave it at that. But until you have the entire details in front of you, I don't want to speculate
Don't
on
even
anything.
worry about it.
Oof. LCA has a lot of speed too.
Yeah.
Can't talk about speed whenever we got the fastest player on the field at all times, and Braylon Walker. That's 4-3.
Hineville, Thibodeau.
You wrote me down for
Yeah,
LCA, right?
No, that's the lock of the week.
I didn't write you down for nothing.
And right now, he ain't wrote nothing down. He just wrote a check.
So we went across the board?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
LCA.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sometimes I disagree with Holly's lock of the week, but it's okay.
I can put
No,
you
no, 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 no. I didn't say this week.
can
I said
put you down for
sometimes.
Renaissance, sir.
Put him down for it. Gary's
No.
fine with it.
No, no.
I'm good.
I can't show my face on the recap show if the lock doesn't hit.
I don't know. You're gonna be sleeping on the couch for a month.
This is like all chips in when we're putting it on red.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Let's see. Hineville, Thibodeau, 3-1, 3-1. Who wins it?
Thibodeau.
Man, this one I'll be honest with you. I have no idea who's gonna win this game. I think it's
This
gonna be
is a
close.
driver's seat in the district type
Right.
of game. Now that Destrehan lost last week.
Right. I'm gonna just give Thibodeau the edge for home field advantage. I think it's gonna be that close of a game. I think it's gonna be tit for tat. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give home field.
I think home field plays a big part in this one. Thibodeau.
I'm taking Hanville.
I'm taking Hineville on the road, boys and girls.
Yep.
How many is that?
7.
This might be really ugly. Or it might
Really
be,
good.
I might be knocking on the damn doorsteps. Uh-oh. I put Thibodeau for Enoch.
Yeah, I picked Hanville.
Hineville. Wake up.
Oh, I'm good.
He's good this week.
Oh yeah, I'm good,
Yeah.
man.
Are you good enough to pick Barb over Acadiana?
I'm not gonna call this game what I did before the stream, but Acadiana wins. Big. I'm not gonna use the term that I used
Fear to veer?
before the show.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fear the veer.
Fear the veer.
Fear the veer big time.
Okay.
I didn't use that term.
3-2
Control the line of
Gina
scrimmage.
at 3-2 Marksville. More veer coming into your living rooms. Gina, fear to veer. Marksville, hostile environment on Friday night. Gonna be some fun over there. Who wins it?
I like Gina. On the road.
Me too.
Veer versus a lot of speed. That's how we're gonna put this one.
He got Gina. And I got Gina.
Marksville. Too much speed.
Marksville, too much speed. Sets up a district title game with Bonky week 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Give me the Giants.
Fight.
Taking Gina on the road.
The fight Enox.
Yeah. Give me Gina on the road. They were last year was that was out of the 3 games we went to. That was the most exciting one between them and Union Parish. It was just to the end. I became a Gina football program fan after that game.
Okay.
It was a heartbreaker for them, but I was very impressed how they played that game.
Give me
Hard to root against them for me.
Marksville and a 52-minute occurrence.
A little bit of overtime.
Bonus football.
Okay.
Marksville
Marksville
stuns them in
overtime.
overtime. Marksville stuns them in overtime.
I like it.
Lafayette and Carencro. Usually this one was pretty easy to pick over the last few years, but now it's everything's lopsided. Lafayette pushed Sam Houston to the wire last week. Carencro struggling against teams out the gate. Lost to Barb earlier this year. Lafayette, Carencro. This one might be a better game than expected on Friday night. Who wins it?
Man, that's tough. Give me Lafayette.
Not mad about the pick.
I had said Carencro before the show. The more I thought about it,
Inconsistent right
Right.
now.
yeah, and I think Lafayette's speed's going to be too much for Carencro.
Special night for Carencro, dedicating the field. I'm going Carencro.
I think that being away doesn't matter for Lafayette. They play away every week since their field's not ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's true.
Give me Carencro. Give me-
I did that. Oh, you done bamboozled him.
Okay, so it's no secret that I'm a Crow fan. I like their program.
See you, Mr. Underwood.
Yeah, it's no secret I'm a Crow fan. I like their program. I have a bunch of friends that have went to Crow, and it's kind of rough seeing them go through those rough 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We got the win last week. It may not have been the prettiest, but who cares? You didn't allow any points. 18-0, still a win. With that being said, Crow's gonna get a win streak up to 2.
They get two.
Mhm.
Carencro special night, special presentation during pregame. I think they get a big win with Mr. Barus in town.
I think so too. And he's gonna have his whole family there. A lot of family there. So.
Vermilion Catholic over Holland Baptist across the board.
Yes, sir.
Screaming
yeah.
Eagles ringing the bell.
It's on the back side on the left.
Catholic
Yeah.
Appointed P, happy homecoming. They welcome in North Central. They get a big win Friday night. Happy homecoming, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Happy
Yeah.
homecoming.
St. Ed's welcomes in Birchman's for homecoming. St. Ed's Blue Jays rolled a 6-0 on the year.
Yeah.
Happy homecoming that direction also, right?
Yeah.
The Mundo.
Okay. Ascension Episcopal will move to 6-0 after a big win on Friday over Gaydon. This one's gonna be a 6-0, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Bunky will hit the road and go to Caldwell Parish. So Bunky looks to go 6-0.
Yep.
Yeah.
No speed bumps here. They roll, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Yep. Bunky across the board. Westlake and St. Louis. This one a lot closer than we think, or Westlake rolls?
Westlake bounces
Westlake.
back big.
Westlake bounces back big here. Okay.
Looks like wins.
Loreauville searching for their first win of the year. They're going to play Delcom. Can they go on the road and knock off Delcom this week and get their first win?
I have Loreauville beating Delcom.
Garrett, same thing?
I don't know,
Are you leaning
man.
toward Delcom? Would be a bad pick, sir.
I think Loreauville's good, but I think they're struggling this year. They're just having some issues. I'm gonna go Delcom at home.
Yeah, I'm going Delcom. I think the mental block for Loreauville right now is not gonna get over it this week.
This is partially a spike pick. I'm taking Loreauville. I am a Loreauville fan too,
Yeah,
so
but they keep losing with you picking them.
Keep him picking them then.
I believe in
And Joe Hadley.
Loreauville. That too. But I'm believing in Loreauville. They're gonna get that first win this week. Let's go Tigers.
I'm going. Loreauville picks up their first win of the season. Well, the search for the first win in district. Livonia, Beauchamp. Who gets their first win
Livonia.
Beauchamp has a win, right?
in district?
Oh,
They're starting district play this week. Well,
Yeah.
Cecilia, Brobridge, Livonia, and
Yeah.
Beauchamp are. Opelousas is their
I'm
bottom.
gonna go Livonia
because
too.
they have one
Okay.
week different. I'm going Beauchamp.
Okay.
Give me them Gators. I'm not sure if Livonia can come back after such a deflating loss, especially being up as big as they did, and they ended up losing that game. That's a tough way to. That's a tough road to come back from. That's why I'm taking the Gators.
And you know, I would have picked y'all this week if they wouldn't have shown that game last week against Catholic Appointed P. They were up 26-0. So I got to go Livonia here. Northwest
You're not telling me
Ville
anything I don't know
Platte.
about.
Over under 3 touchdowns. Kevon Johnson.
It's over. Give me the over on that.
Yeah,
Over in the win.
yeah, sure.
He might be pulled before he gets to 4, though.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Northwest.
Bill Platte's not as bad as their record says, but Northwest is going to roll.
Grueling schedule. Northwest they're in another stratosphere right now.
Yeah, Northwest is looking for another semifinals run.
Any team would love to have Johnson running the ball.
Yep.
Happy homecoming for Avoyos. They welcome in the Red Devils. Can the Red Devils spoil the party?
No.
No, I don't.
What's the update on Tyler's? He won't be playing this week.
I haven't heard anything.
I think the boys is just going to be too tough for them.
Mustangs.
The Boys.
Avoyos across the board. Happy homecoming, Avoyos.
Yeah.
Cecilia at Brobridge. They call this one the Civil War, and a great rivalry the last decade or so. Cecilia, too much?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, way too much.
Yeah, Cecilia wins.
Cecilia across the board.
Tell the band that we said hello.
The Ritter, Eunice searches for their first win. The Ritter searches for win number 3.
The Ritter.
Yeah, Eunice is struggling this year, man.
Come on, Eunice. Give me something, baby.
That's the worst I've seen.
The Ritter. Shucks.
The rhythm.
The Ritter.
The Ritter, I'm not used to seeing Eunice being.
Nope.
I don't want to say bad because I don't think they're bad.
They're young.
But
They're just
they're
young.
young. They're
They're
young.
just
and
young.
They're,
That's
they're gonna they're gonna work through it over the next year or two. Take your lumps now and come back better next year.
The Ritter across the board. Boy, I sure did pick Eunice last week and it burnt me. Lagrange and Washington Marion. Oh,
Lagrange.
this one could be a coin flip.
Lagrange.
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 Purple Gators.
Yeah.
Okay. No coin flip needed.
I think.
Panel says Lagrange across the board.
I don't think Washington Marion is. I don't think they're quite as talented up front. I think that's where the Lagrange will win that game.
Got something to action.
Yes, sir.
Does Como get their first win of the season this week at North Vermilion?
I would like to say yes, because one of my favorite coaches is there right now. I would like to say yes, but I'm gonna go safe and pick North Vermilion.
Who's he coach for?
North Vermilion, Como.
He
North
was
Vermilion.
the
North
coach,
Vermilion.
head coach for 3 years, but I think he's DB coach at Como.
North Vermilion.
I'm going Como. My ex-head coach, Derek Landry's over there. Guy I played with, Jeremy Joseph, is over there. A guy that played at LCA last year, Carlos O'Brien, he's over there.
Correct.
Como. Get their first win.
I might never hear the end of it if I pick against North Vermilion.
You might not.
Moy will shoot you from a distance.
Who?
From
Who?
Coach.
Oh, coach. Yeah.
I'm going North Vermilion, picking up their second win of the season. Good running attack.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
most definitely.
very good.
Rushing
Very
They
good.
do. They do.
Lean on the run and protect the football. The turnovers really hurt them against
Wow.
Northside a couple weeks ago.
Right.
So run the rock and hold on to the football.
Right. You know, and that, like I said, they were that close.
A G
That-
E J. Look the long nail over here.
Okay.
Happy homecoming, Mamu Green Demons. Mamu Abbeville. Abbeville searching for win number 1. Can they go spoil Mamu's homecoming?
I think it'll be a very good game, but I like Mamu to pull it out.
Yeah, I think Abbeville is just really, really struggling right now. I'm gonna give it the edge to Mamu at home.
Yep, Mamu.
Let's go, Coach Zenon. Taking Abbeville.
Abbeville, good pick. I'm gonna go Mamu. Showed me enough
I love
last.
when he does that.
Showed me enough last week that made me a believer in
That's
the coaching
fair.
staff.
That's fair.
Yep.
I think it'll be a. I think it will be a good game.
Yeah,
I think
it's gonna be close.
it'll be just like when we saw Mamu last week. It'll be a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna lose a heartbreaker to Abbeville.
Rain is 3-2. They got to go to 5-0 Turlings. The panel said that Turlings probably has the best offensive line in the state, and they're gonna lean on them Friday night.
Oh
Yeah, rough night for Rain.
Turlin's-
It'll be a long night for the Wolves.
Well, it'll be
Turns.
short because they're going to run the ball the whole time. Thurlings.
Yeah.
Turtles across the board.
I know what you meant.
Happy homecoming, Basil Bearcats. They welcome in Maryville. Both teams are 3-2. Is it a happy homecoming or is it a spoiled homecoming?
No, Basil. Basil's kind of big up front, like unexpectedly. They're
I mean,
big.
they
I'm
took
not-
second
They have,
round
they have
to
a couple
Wire
kids
with
that are
two.
just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with Maryville too much on that, but I'm gonna go with Basile at home.
Yeah, Basil.
Bearcats.
Happy homecoming, Bearcats. Get their 4th win of the season. Don't look now for what was supposed to be a young Basil team.
Right.
Could be 4-2 after the 6-game
Correct.
stretch.
Yeah.
Correct.
Lake Arthur, they're 4-1. They're playing really good football. But this week, Notre Dame, homecoming week, 2-3 Pios. That's a good football team. The record does not speak for what they had to go through in the first 5 weeks.
Yeah,
I agree.
Notre Dame's gonna roll.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame's gonna win it at home.
Yeah.
I like
Give me
Lake
the
Arthur,
Pios.
but I think
Yeah.
Notre Dame's
Like
gonna
Lake
win.
Arthur, but Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, I
Pios.
think, pulls away in the second half.
I think Notre Dame
Ruins
strength is their
Ghetto.
front seven and defense. Like
Right.
Arthur's going to play right into that with their
Right.
running game and stuff.
And this could be a depth factor here also.
Yeah, I
Could
mean,
be.
Pilots are going to have 100 kids on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing.
Holy Savior Menard searches for win number 3. Oakdale searches for win number 2. Who gets it here?
Oakdale at home.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I'm going Oakdale too. They impressed me.
I don't know. I really don't know what to think about Menard. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they somewhere in the middle? Like I don't know what to think of them because I think every time I've either picked for or against them and went the other way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not consistent.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. They're
And
not
I know-
consistent. Yeah.
And I have a little bit of familiarity with Oakdale. Seen them play last year. They have a good little team right there. I'll take Oakdale at home.
We're going to go Oakdale across the board. Time of possession
It'll matter in this game.
Most definitely, yes.
will
matter in
matter,
this game.
and Oakdale is going to keep it for 8 to 10 minutes per drive. So
Yeah.
I'll go Oakdale. Episcopal and Baker, 2 4-1s here. I said last week Baker finishes this season 8-2 or 7-3. Episcopal is that second loss.
I think so too.
Yep.
I think
I'll
this
take-
was.
I'll take Episcopal, but doesn't change my mind about Baker. Still,
No.
still like that scrappy team.
Very good.
Crowley Iota, I think this score is a lot closer than what a lot of people are projecting. Some people are even saying Crowley has a shot to go win. Won't be easy. Tough environment. Iota, Crowley, who wins it?
I think it is a close game, but I think Iota has enough in the end to pull it out.
Yeah, me too. Iota.
Iota.
If Crowley's going to win this game, they're going to need a great game from number 5, Floyd Flugents. But I think that Iota is able to make enough stops on defense.
11 has to the ball.
11 hats to the ball, and that's going to push Iota to victory. But if Crowley wins this game, it won't be that much of a shocker to me.
Okay. I'm going Iota, God's country. Give me the Bulldogs. Coach O'Quinn. I will see them very soon.
That is a hard place
Hint,
to play.
hint,
Yeah.
hint. We'll see the Bulldogs very soon.
Yeah.
St. Thomas More at Northside. Does St. Thomas More get back to 500?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They're 2-3 right now, but really could get in the groove here late.
I wouldn't say S team is back, but they're winning this one.
Me too. I think so.
Grand Lake Hamilton Christian. This one is going to be one of those games where it could either be a shootout for the ages or a defensive slugfest. Hamilton Christian at home or Grand Lake on the road?
I like Grand Lake. They're gonna keep the ball away from Hamilton Christian.
What is? Holly got one eye open?
She said she's going to bed like 4 times,
She
so
said,
she,
I'm on, yeah.
she's
somehow still
delirious.
awake.
Yeah.
You finish up there on that pick, sir.
You pick Gary?
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Man, I'll be honest with you. I think Grand Lake is gonna take this one.
I'd probably go Hamilton Christian. I think it's really a toss-up, but I don't do coin flips. But I'll take
I
Hamilton
can get you
Christian.
a coin.
I just don't do coin flips, but I'll take Hamilton Christian.
We have two-sided coins here.
Yeah.
They're loaded, so
Double heads,
keep that in
double
mind.
Yeah, Hamilton Christian.
Hamilton Christian because they're at home.
Okay.
I might have swung the other way if it was played at Grand
I'm
Lake.
gonna split vote again. I'm gonna say Grand Lake because of their physicality
Okay.
on the road.
Okay.
Westgate, St. Martinville. Both teams limping into this matchup, and you hate to see two good programs have to battle some key injuries.
Right.
Who wins this one, Alex?
Westgate limps a little bit better. Give me Westgate.
Yeah, I think St. Martinville is really struggling right now. So, but Westgate is too. But I mean, I think they're, like you said, they're not limping as bad. So I'm gonna go with Westgate.
I think Westgate still has some of their guns. Westgate.
The walking wounded, you could call this game.
Both, yeah, both of them.
I'm going to take the Tigers that are located in New Iberia.
And both teams on the outside looking in right now, so this game is crucial
Yeah.
for both sides. Westgate across the board.
Yes.
Yeah.
How about Vinton headed to Westminster of Lafayette? So Westminster of Lafayette is their homecoming. They welcome in a really good Vinton ball club. Can they make it win number 5? Westminster of Lafayette is 4-1. Vinton is 3-2. Good ball game here.
Happy homecoming. Give me the Chargers.
Is their first year or second year? First.
Man, I'm not sure on this one because you know,
Vinton's played some pretty good ball.
Vinton has played some good football, and
Pick 'em.
you know, I'm not sure about the Chargers yet. I think they're rising.
Okay.
I won't lie to you. I got a good feeling that Vinton's going to win, so I'm gonna go with Vinton.
Even with the new helmet coming?
Even with the new helmet coming. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We got a helmet.
Nope.
here.
He
their old one.
said a
It's a
brand
different
new
color.
one coming.
Brand new one. Okay, well we'll
Different
take
colors
with
and
that.
everything.
Okay, cool.
You said Westminster of
Yeah.
Lafayette.
Yep.
You said Vinton.
Vinton. I think it's gonna be a close ball game
Yeah.
though.
Could
I
see
think Vinton pulls it out.
Okay.
Give me Westminster of Lafayette.
Here we go. Split again.
It's in your hands, Jordy.
Fear to veer. Because the head
it.
coach
Small veer.
the head coach
Little
comes,
bit.
the head coach comes from Acadiana High School.
Okay.
Brought the veer there.
Baby veer.
Zero.
Fear the veer. Westminster. Happy homecoming of Lafayette. Generette at Centerville. 4-0 Generette at 3-1 Centerville. If there was not a lot of injuries that were piling up, I was probably leaning towards Centerville in this one, but a lot of
Yeah, they
injuries.
got a lot of injuries on.
Generette's really looking state championship worthy good this year, so I'm thinking we're across the board here, guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Generation.
Generate.
I would like to see how this game would have played out had
Everyone's
Centerville had it been all hands on deck.
3 more games for you, ladies and gentlemen. 4-1 Opelousas Catholic at 3-2 Westminster. Opelousas Catholic loses a stunner at home last week. The homecoming was spoiled by a really good St. Ed's ball club. Westminster, once down by 2 scores, came storming all the way back to knock off Sacred Heart on the road. Back-to-back weeks, the Crusaders are playing really good football. They were in a battle with Catholic of Ponkapee. They were in a battle with Sacred Heart. Now they welcome in a good Opelousas Catholic football team at home on Friday. This one's going to be a good one. Vikings, Crusaders. Who gets the win?
OC.
OC for you.
Yeah.
Who you got, Gary?
I think OC is gonna be too strong.
Okay.
Yeah, too much for OC.
Okay. Enoch,
Westminster.
Westminster at home?
Yep.
I'm going to go Westminster at home also. The last 2 weeks, they've been playing some really good football, and I think they get a close victory against the Vikings.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Crusaders here. How about Laranger and Welsh? 2-3-2 teams gonna battle it out over there in Greyhound country. Gary picked against the Greyhounds the last 2 weeks, and it's burnt me. Back-to-back weeks, I don't think they want me to pick them.
Go ahead and pick.
I don't think they want me to pick them.
Oh, you going okay.
Because the last 2 weeks I picked against them, and they've won.
Okay, well then pick the other team.
Laranger, Welsh. Who wins it, Alex?
I like Laranger.
Laranger on the road. Okay.
I think it's going to be a close ball. I think Welsh is waking up a little bit, so I'm gonna go to Welsh at home.
Getting healthy at the right
so
time.
Getting healthy at the right time. Yeah.
Okay.
I would love for Welsh to win. Give me more PowerPoints, but Laranger.
Laranger.
I'm gonna pick this one. Pick this one from Miss Laurie. Give me the Greyhounds.
Split panel. Give me Coach Corville's Greyhounds at home by 7.
Yeah, I think it's going to
I
be
like
a close
that.
game.
It'll be a good game.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one.
Sulphur at Nish. 2-3 Sulphur, 3-2 Nish. Who wins it? Big game Friday night at New Iberia.
I like Sulphur on the road.
Sulphur on the road. Okay.
Nish.
Nish for Gary.
Yeah, Nish as well.
Hell.
Give me the Golden Tornadoes.
Split
Split
panel
panel.
again. Wouldn't you know, a split panel to end the night. Give me New Iberia Senior High at home to get a big win over Sulphur. It was only 9 that we went against each other, sir.
Okay, 9.
So if I win
9.
those 9,
You'll still be 3 behind.
I'll
me.
be 3 behind you. That's
Don't
the
let me get 9 wins against you this week, partner.
That's the goal. We're in the overall standings
I
here.
think we all close on there. There's a few of them.
No, I'm down 12.
I'm not.
You're up 12. Upset of the week. They say Pineville over Neville. Oof.
Oh, if that happens, I'm gonna
That
be like
is
going.
upset
oh,
of the
yes.
year. That's upset of the year.
Daniel, I might have to consult
that's-
you
that's
with
in
some
that
picks
water.
for next week
That's
if
not
that's the
week.
case.
That's year. That's century. That's like you said.
Ever in
Oh
football,
my
period.
God.
Let's close it out, boys. Forget these questions.
We'll do that next time.
I'll save them for next week.
Okay.
Close us out. Final words as we head into week 6. Big week here. I'm excited to get down to Kinder tomorrow. I'm excited to get to Iowa.
too.
Final words, my friend.
Yeah, it's district time, but you still have some wild matchups around the state happening. Even, district, outside of district still. So, fun times, halfway point. Let's go.
Garrett.
Guys, we have fun doing this, and we pick at each other a lot. But the most important thing is for you guys, you players and coaches, keep everything going, stay healthy, look forward to a great game playing high school football. But, just keep striving and, keep working your way to the ultimate goal, the dome.
Good luck. Good luck on Friday to North Riverville. Safe travels to
Yes.
St. John, for sure.
Yep, I would say it's been a great year of football so far. We're looking at a great rest of the year too, and LCA going for dome trip number 8, championship trip number 8, and it starts this week with district play.
I'm excited to go down to
Don't let
Kinder.
us down.
Yeah, I'm excited to go down to Kinder tomorrow. I haven't seen Kinder's facilities or anything like that. I haven't seen them play a home game yet, so I'm excited to see what the Yellow Jacket environment's going to be. And I will also be watching Iowa and Leesville on Friday on my way to one of my best friend's birthday parties. So I should be able to catch most of the game.
Yeah.
We'll see if history is made or not. And I'll leave it at this. Another good week. A lot of good picks. A lot of good games. So can't wait to see what happens. And I'm coming for my win number 2.
North Riverville beats St. John
We'll
this
see.
week.
Yeah.
We all in agreement
yeah.
on that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think North Riverville wins.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with that.
I got some things I want to get off my chest before we get out of here?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So if you guys
Yeah.
got a roll,
I'm good.
No,
No
this,
problem.
this needs to be said.
first off, prayers are with everyone in Florida at this time.
Yeah, they're getting ready to get hit.
Yeah, so
It's
everyone
already happening.
in Florida, our thoughts and prayers are with everyone in that direction. Through 6 weeks now, it's been a difficult stretch that we've went through. Going to some of these games, and we've got mistreated and disrespected from fellow broadcasters or radio stations across the state of Louisiana, and that shit's not cool.
No.
Now, we do everything by the book. We make sure we have permission through principal, football coach, athletic director before we even show up to a game, and we don't set up anything until we're told where to set up. And these last few encounters have been something that I hope to forget. And moving forward, I hope things calm down, because I would never treat another broadcast team the way I've got treated this year.
Yeah, this is terrible. You know, whenever we set something up, I mean, this is all set up before the year starts, most of these games. And when you have someone from another broadcast team, whether it's radio or whatever, and they're coming in there and they treat you the way that we've been treated, and I won't lie to you, I'm lucky that I wasn't involved with the games that were in question, because I promise you wouldn't have liked to seen me. But that's not right.
All
That's
you can
not
do
right.
in that situation is be professional about it.
Oh yeah.
And move on. And it's not right whenever
Right.
we're doing everything by the book.
No, and when I say that, I mean I don't mean anything physical or something like that. But I mean I would have let you know what I thought. But the thing about it is that we do everything, especially this man right here. Jordy does everything by the book. He talks to people and does everything right. He doesn't need to have somebody giving him a hard time or doing things in a negative way. You know, this is a business where everybody can communicate and talk with responsibilities and not be crazy. And I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I mean, this has got to stop. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, this is the third time so far this year that we've had a bad encounter. So hopefully it stops, but it's getting to that point now where I have to reach out to coaches and say, have you talked to the other broadcast teams that's going to be there? Are they okay with us going?
Yeah.
I lost 2 games this week because my cautiousness and my concerns, because other broadcasters were going to be there. So I wanted to make sure administration's okay with us being there. The other broadcasters are okay with us being there, and I don't want any conflicts. I'm not there for conflict. I'm there to cover the schools, and we're there to put on a professional manner where everyone will appreciate us when we move on, and they can say they're always welcome back.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're not doing something successful, then most of the time people don't have a problem with you. When you're doing something like you're doing it, and the following and the growth that you have, and everybody around is nothing but praise for Under the Lights, you're gonna have a few that
It's jealousy.
come a certain way to you. So take that as a compliment, and like you said, you're doing it the right way, the professional way, every situation. So hats off to you.
And shout out to the head football coaches that had our backs whenever those difficult times did arise.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Sure, you went through the same rodeo. Not everyone
Yeah.
is a big fan of what we do, but you guys are top notch and are the standard or whenever it comes to this.
Yeah, it's just being professional about it. Like you said, like y'all are doing it right. It sounds like, like even though they're coming at you in an unprofessional way,
Yeah.
it's just taking that high road as hard as it can be, and it is hard.
And we love watching you, by the way. Watching you all over there.
It's fun.
I'll have to start keeping my eye on that. I'm gonna have to tune into it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Everything, like, I like the way that y'all do it and the way we do it. It's just getting more kids out there, allowing people to see what goes on in the state. It's just better for everyone, in my opinion. I mean, gate, people can be worried about the gate and stuff. I don't think it really makes a difference.
No.
We've streamed every game since 2018. We've broken gate records time and time and time again. Like, it's just part of it.
What I think is that our objective is to get these kids recognized and get them looked at. It's not about anything more than supporting the high school football players that we cover.
Yep.
And it's not just one school; it's everywhere.
And here's the last thing before we close this one out. 91 different teams have been shown on this platform. 50 different stadiums, 111 games. So that is all over the state.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I always say, go to the ball games. We're always available on replay.
Right.
You can always watch us anytime. We want to see you at the ball games.
Right.
So
Everything we all do is all for the kids. That's
it.
why
Yep.
we're here. We just talk about them all night.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's part of it.
yep, and we
Without them, we can't do what we do.
Yeah. And we have fun doing it.
Yes.
we talked about that, and we also got 9 picks better than Gary tonight.
No, y'all got 9 picks worse than what I picked.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen, from Opelousas, Louisiana. We'll see you at Kinder High School tomorrow. Got some good cooking over there from Mr. Jason Sonia. Can't wait to get back to John C. Buck for the first time in 2 years. It's goodbye for now. It's forever high school football and forever UTL. God bless this panel. God bless each and every one of you. And hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Safe travels going to a football game. Support your favorites. Good luck to all the kids. Stay healthy. Enjoy the moments. It's going to be a great run the rest of the way to the Dome. The road to the Dome is underway.
Mhm.